What's going on, everybody, and welcome back. My name is Ketchup, and I'm joined once again by Mr. Aquaman, and this is EVO 2018, presented by Psych. I told myself I wasn't going to screw that up, and I managed to just butcher it entirely. We're going to forget that ever happened. EVO 2018.
Radio the intro. Welcome everyone to Evolution 2018.
It's right there. It's written right there. Presented by Psych. It's presented by Psych.
It is right there, on the lovely EVO badge.
Yeah. That was actually my cheat sheet, and I somehow still managed to screw things up. But this is also going to be the Injustice 2 Pro Series, powered by Samsung and Simple Mobile, where we are only a couple of games away from pools being completely over. And then we're going into the next stage of the tournament,
which we're going to set top 8 for tomorrow. Super excited about that, guys. Welcome to EVO 2018, the 4th stop on the Injustice Pro Series. This is the 4th premier event. $10,000 on the line. There's only, I believe, one more after this, and that's going to be SCR. But right now is where everything is on the line here at the World Championships of Evolution, the largest open bracket on the planet. Catch up. And here we go, a couple matches left as we're going to Dab versus King Raj.
King Raj has been rocking that Firestorm pretty much since day one, you know, for better or worse. And then you've got Dab, who has always been such a fundamentally sound player, and Superman has kind of been that fundamental machine he has been rocking. There's that trip guard. Really does like to trip guard with that back two.
I had a talk with him right before this match, actually, longing out. He was saying that he was going back home to Superman. That's what he feels most comfortable with. Playing his style, which you just mentioned, is just pure spacing-oriented gameplay. Loves looking for whiffs and getting those punishes. He also says that he has Superman vortexes that we will not have seen before, and he wants to show us here.
Exactly. A lot of that involves kind of background interactions, the kind of cross-up jump 3 into the dive bomb. Normally dive bomb's the mix-up, but as far as Dab goes, it tends to be the jump in heavy that we can sometimes see. It's a wonderful start for Dab so far. I think if you're going to try and play that spacing game versus Firestorm, Superman's not a bad character, especially if you get the life lead.
Especially in this matchup, Superman is really one of the few that can aggravate Firestorm. We see it all the time on like War of the Gods. This is Tweety's pick for this matchup. And talking to Dab, he goes, yeah, I actually looked back on those, and with the dive bomb reset looking like the Injustice of old. Oh my goodness.
Oh my god. I mean, you were saying, right, 4-3, back 3, unclashable, and wait, was that a combo? Wait a second.
Did he combo off of?
Stop me.
What? Forward 3, back 3?
I suppose so. I mean, King Raj kind of being the cool guy, which we know he has to be, and going for the clash. But that would have been a sick combo.
He could have just left it unclashable and cashed out. But he got greedy. I think just because of the health lead, he wanted to swag a little bit on us.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, it would have done massive damage had King Raj for some reason not gone into the clash. Unfortunately now, not going to be his choice to make, and the standing 3 is going to finish the job. But I think we actually did very much see signs there of what Dab does with Superman. Why it's so specific to him. Those kind of dive bomb mix-ups that he really will sacrifice combo damage on the end just to get those dive bombs. And
risk
the
reward,
damage afterward, yeah.
Risk reward, if it works, you're doing almost double the damage. Sometimes even more if you have the trade cancel. But yeah, it's just his style of play. And this goes back to MKX, MK9, Injustice 1, where he's just so solidly fundamental. And the characters that he chooses to play with, you know, going back to Jackson MKX, where it was very spacing-oriented, really big, good normals in space to play with. He's really whiff punish heavy. And off to an amazing start here. King Raj just really needs to get one hit and get things going. Dab's just been relentless. And that was a reset. With that jump too, by the way.
He has so much timing on the Frost Breath. Most of the time when you watch Dab play Superman, you would think a combo was dropped by either a block standing laser or a jump in. You would almost think maybe he was too late on the combo. The goal there was not the combo. You're not really seeing the Frost Breath as a combo extension. It is a combo ender to guarantee a restand. That is how Dab approaches this character. Speaking of which, trip guard on the molten trap, and that is going to be the second round. Still in Dab's favor though, and very even on the meter.
I'm really curious the next time we see that same exact set around, if he goes for a jump 3, and if it'll cross up or not. There actually might be something there where he can mix up off of that neutral jump 2. Loves snatching people out of the air, and that's actually his favorite thing to whiff punish with, is that back 2. Nope, keeps it in front, and he is just continuing to pressure. So even hit or miss, ready for anything in those situations.
And the icing on the cake is going to be that trait. You know, the second you block correctly and he gets that forward 2-3, the on hit would have been a full combo. On block, you can get the plus frames from the trait anyway. Oh, there we go, interaction. Yes, overhead, no full combo because we're not in level 3 trait.
Yeah, and this is where it can get tricky for Firestorm. He doesn't have that you know, that level 3 trait where he can mix his way to death or simply do a lot of wagerless damage in that level 3 trait as well. But out of nowhere, all of a sudden, King Raj getting all the stray hits needed because right now Dab is sitting on full bar. Is this going to be too fast? And it is. We're back to full screen. And what's it going to be from King Raj? All he needs is one hit. Oh my goodness, this is going to force the Laser to go for the reset. And he used it, he's going to punish it.
The input shortcut, unfortunately for him, getting the wrong input. Dab going for the reactionary anti-air super, but way too fast. This could still be King Raj. Yes, full screen.
50.
Firestorm likes full screen.
Sure does, activating that, looking for any kind of hit.
Oh no! Oh, it's still not enough. It's still not enough.
Oh my goodness, down to the pixel.
No,
What's that gonna be? The Trailblazer chasing down the backdash. That may have been one of the closest games I've ever seen where they were under 10% for minutes, it felt like.
And you know Dab is asking himself, that's kind of why there's like a, he's got the mask on, but there is somewhat of like a defeatist look. He's asking himself, why did I anti-air super? The read was there. The problem is, with an air dash, ways for Firestorm to sort of stay in the air for longer, an anti-air super right there was such a gamble that didn't need to be taken.
Now, here's the thing. Because Dab's reactions are so good, it cost him. He reacted too fast to the jump in.
Yeah, definitely.
With the super, that's just super fast. And wow, recognizing the whiff, very good reaction by Dab there as well. And getting a little cheeky with these dive bomb setups in the corner.
The dive bomb definitely wasn't for a cross up there. I think it was to try and bait an anti-air from King Raj, but King Raj didn't bite. And because of that, he's going to punish the dive bomb, putting him in a great situation. The 4-2 doesn't commit. Didn't quite believe in it, but here comes the full combo conversion. I think he tried to do the straight punch just in case, because in the corner, he has got some optimization. You guys saw a little stream. There's a mix.
Out of nowhere, that damage resets and the bar of health just decimates off the screen.
Because it's a trait into a jump 3, standing 3, instant stun. Like, that is such an unscaled department of Superman
it's
damage.
Just cashed out immediately.
Now, we're not going to see health regen from King Raj, but we are going to see better projectiles, more combo potential. Oh, doesn't get the standing 3. Probably a little bit too far out of the corner.
Ooh, no commitment by King Raj. Had the combo sitting there ready for the kill. Oh my, are you kidding me?
What was that? What is going on, Aquaman? This is the weirdest set I've seen all day.
This man held a back 3 so long that King Raj shimmied himself in the air. He backed down into death.
He air dashed back into it after it was charged. So he spent one of his bars. He's going to take out the round.
He said, wait a minute, he's going to cancel this at some point with a forward dash or something, and he's trying to read that, I guess? I don't know.
I know what he's up to. He's charging the forward 3. I must outsmart him. Ugh.
Just getting absolutely, now here we go back into the corner. Dab, pressure is on. And this is scary when Dab is just,
Did we forget that Superman trait armor breaks?
Taking it out of the game. 2 bars apiece here, so even this is going to be a tough comeback here for King Raj. Comes up the bar.
Again.
Oh no,
that's both a crucial combo drop, but a wonderful recovery. Here comes the back 3, keep things unclashable. Dab, it may not be his choice to make. Finally gets the clash. We try and go for back 2 second launch, but it's not going to work. Dab needs this flash desperately. The question is, 3 or 4? Yeah, 2. We're going to keep 2 for the comeback. Okay.
Maybe saving for a meter burn cancel. Maybe you're saving it for some damage. Who knows at this point? We'll see what the gameplay is here for Dab. Coming one off the laser, gonna save one for a breath, I'm assuming. And oh my goodness!
Didn't commit to a forward 2, a little bit too late. He has activated the trait, which is going to give him a little bit of extra damage.
Very good reversal.
Oh my god, no, down 2.
And the punish on the back 2 as well. I look what King Raj went for there. One of the quickest reversals in the game is that Trailblazer, getting the straight hit. And now this is anyone's game. King Raj just needs the bar to extend. And then the breath is going to be it for Dab, taking a 2-1 lead now on King Raj. This is a beautiful set here.
Absolutely. In game number 1, it was kind of hard to judge because Dab, he was able to get going exactly what he said he was going to do. And I didn't really talk about this earlier because we didn't have time. But when you're in this position where you have unique mix-ups that not a lot of other Superman players go for, the only way to get that experience against how to block your Superman is to fight your Superman. How many times have King Raj and Dab fought before this tournament? Dab kind of had that 1-game advantage already because King Raj needed time to adapt to this playstyle.
I also just saw Dab walk back into a Molten Trap. That may be the first time I've ever seen that.
Ooh. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Molten Trap is active for so long.
And if you guys don't know who King Raj is, King Raj has been consistent throughout the entirety of Injustice 2 up at NLBC and all those Northeast tournaments, doing really well, a couple top 8s.
Playing
at some of those events, yeah.
He was playing a lot of War of the Gods as well, right?
Yep.
Your own homegrown tournament series online.
Oh, and here we go, looking good. Here we're going blue in the corner already. What is the mix-up going to be? And bending out the air escape, but didn't have the conversion afterwards. He knew, and he reacted accordingly. Just dropped the combo at the end, and that could have been the bar of health for Dab. And now that Superman has Jer back to the corner,
what a cross-up block, but the block on the Molten Trap. Doesn't go in for the meteor burn, probably expecting it to be somewhat of a mix-up. Spends the bar on the second. Would have been wonderful meteor calculation had he been a little bit closer for it to full combo.
This is going to put him with Inkyo. No, it's going to get it himself. 124. I half expected that to leave him with a pixel.
It kind of did just mathematically just enough, but that's going to be match point for Dab. I just remind you guys, this is to make it out of winners pool match. We do have a couple of matches of pools left to go, this being one of them. Whoever makes it out of the pool and winners, it's a wonderful comfort zone, especially at a tournament like EVO.
Yeah, coming up next, we got King versus Young Monster making it on the winner's side.
Oh my god.
Just absolutely savage, trying to mix up without the level 3. Was King Raj there just swinging his dad, taking his turn. No big deal, and his punishes got the wrong 3 right there. I think a max back 3 could have converted, but I like that he's had consistent punishes on the dive bombs.
Exactly, because now he's getting more familiar. I think it's a mixture of things. The big one is that Dab is going for dive bombs that basically aren't mix-ups. He's going for them from so far away, there is no way they can cross up. So King Raj just needs to hold back, and then he can get a full combo punish.
There we go, going
oh
blue.
My god!
And that was a perfect air escape, if you guys saw from Dab, to avoid the hit stun. Oh my goodness, everything launching with level 3 active. What mix-up's all it's gonna be, and the throw gonna send us to a game number 5 here.
Wonderfully played from King Raj. Really, really good idea. And it's saving. It's all about saving that level 3 trait. You can see just how much it can turn things in your favor when you can get going. You get the health regen, you get the increased mix-up potential, you get the launching overheads that you just don't get before, opening up true 50-50s between Molten Trap and the plethora of overheads that Firestorm gets. Here comes the stage change.
And on top of all of that, especially in a situation like that at the end, there's a throw there that could come at any time as well. And this could be, if King Raj is able to clutch this out, this could be a staple performance for him, getting on the winner's side of EVO.
Yep, definitely. Good result.
Oh, so this one crossed up before it didn't.
Well, which way is it going to go? Using the hard knockdown of the background interaction, try and get another setup. The setup really has been Dab's bread and butter in this game. But speaking of setup, doesn't get the block on the cross up the low. What?
These guys are dishing their own. Why are raw forward and back threes working for Dab right now? I don't know. But these guys are giving themselves a taste of their own medicines with these quick resets here off the hit stuns.
Watch out for that meter burn laser. We have seen that King Raj does kind of have the know-how. The instant laser can sometimes punish the airborne laser from Superman, but not going to work out there. Match point again for Dab. King Raj, what a mountain to climb. Tries to whiff punish from the forward 2, but not quite.
Can Dab close out this time around, or does King Raj have another comeback in him? Does have a level 3, which as long as he gets the hit and quickly could reset this. And Dab, he's just playing so many mind games off of that hit stun of the breath. Like at any moment, he could have forward air dashed and possibly got the cross up with a jump 3 as well.
Definitely, and just kind of trying to take the plus frames on the on-hit jump in, but fights his way out the corner, but he's done so much damage before. Like King Raj, he's in such a bad spot right now. Yes, Dab hasn't really got any meter, but he's got trait, and trait meterless damage on this stage, the background bounce can still hurt. King Raj has to stay as far away as he can from the center of the screen.
Ooh. Big whiff there. Lucky Dab didn't come down with a normal for the punish, and we're going back to the corner where Superman is just a bully, but very good by King Raj. There wasn't much to stop Dab from doing a forward 2 there because he had the trait activated, so armor wouldn't have been a thing. It's a very good call up by Raj, thinking that he was going to forward 2 by that reason.
And Dab's going to go for those jump in 2s when he knows he can jail into a string. But if not, there's the mix. This could be it. Wonderful block on the cross up. Push block to get out there, big interaction. So much chip, and that could be a full combo punish. The air escape's the last lifeline, but he can't get out. This has to be game over. And there it is.
With the 3-2 over King Raj. What a performance by King Raj, though. Again, this could be a staple event for him because he's been a guy that's been grinding day in and day out here in Injustice 2, and I'm glad to see him on the stages like this performing well.
If you've watched Injustice 2 competitively, especially early on during last year, you would have been familiar with King Raj. Good to see him still playing, especially seeing as Firestorm is like the powerhouse that he is in the game right now. But Dab, really impressive stuff, showing that Superman is still a viable pick under the right circumstances. We don't see this character picked all the time, but I feel like Dab approaching it with his own unique style is the way forward. That's how you want to approach a game at EVO.
And he came in here and he said that, he had a couple of new things to show us about Superman. Those air dash jump 2s coming down being ambiguous, forward or behind. I got mixed up by that last one he did when it crossed up because the previous had not. So I got shimmied as a commentator.
and the thing is, it looked like it was set up almost the exact same way too. And they're the scariest kind of mix-ups. Because so often we see Superman players use the Frost Breath as a combo extension, because Superman in Injustice 1 had some of the absolute, dare I say, the highest damage output in the game, especially early on, and it all came off that Frost Breath as an extension. But kind of Dab, kind of almost like taking Superman back to the drawing board and realizing, well,
almost like Batman.
If I do loads of damage first and then end the combo in the Frost Breath, I've got an air dash, I've got good jump-ins, I've got safe buttons on block that can be confirmed into big damage with trait.
Yep, and a block with trait.
Yeah.
You're safer plus as well, but yeah, really good gameplay from him. And we actually might see some more Superman later on in this bracket with Tweety as well. So, so he's around.
Now, up next, I believe we have another match to make it out of the pools on the winner's side. It's going to be a really juicy one, actually. Ooh. It's going to be Forever King and Young Monster. The Young Bros are coming out in full force. I believe Revet Leafing was able to defeat... Oh, who did he defeat?
Ominous.
It was Ominous,
to make it out of pools on the winner's
3-2.
side. So Revet Leafing making out of pools. Young Monster has a chance here. And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised at this point. They perform so well on online events. And I say this about everyone, Titanium Tigers, all of these guys. It's bound to show offline at some point, right?
Rewind is the perfect example of that.
Yes.
You know, Rewind really is kind of like that perfect example of a young player that got the majority of their experience. I always think it's always funny having you on the desk while we talk about this, because for those that are unfamiliar about War of the Gods, it's obviously this chap over here's baby, basically, and it was the Combat Cup back in the Mortal Kombat days, the later stages of MKX, where we started to see players like Samij, Rewind, Young Monster. These players that were young guys that played loads of online and had never had a chance to travel, proving their worth at the late stages of MKX.
Nix, Tweety.
Nix, and I mean, yeah, exactly. Oh, everyone now, almost everyone you consider a super duper top player started with your online cups. And one by one, they started to kind of seep into offline competition. They didn't do very well at their first events, but no one ever does well at their first event, rule of thumb. And as time progresses, they're now starting to get better and better.
How'd you do at your very first tournament?
I won my very first tournament.
Well, I tried to set something up for you guys as a learning experience for the chat.
My very first tournament won me an arcade machine and a trip to EVO 2012.
In that I went 0-2 at my first event. I got Vortex by Scorpion and MK9.
Oh, and wow. You full-on guessed wrong there.
I full-on guessed wrong in MK9. And then I forgot who I lost to in Losers. The next major.
Some guy.
0-2 again. Guys, it happens to all of us. All right? Don't let that scare you. Don't let going to a tournament go. Okay, first off, going 0-2, that only makes your trip to the bar faster, which increases your time to having a good time, right?
I would be inclined to agree. But actually, I've actually got a story on that as well. Combo Breaker this year, there was a chap that I was chatting to who was in the same Mortal Kombat X pool as me, and he said, "Hey man, I'm at this tournament because I watched your EVO vlog." Because we do vlogs sometimes. We did one for EVO last year. He said, "I watched your EVO vlog, and it was really fun, and it made me want to go to my first event." He was a Chicago local, so Combo Breaker was his first tournament. The first person he had to fight in winners was Forever King. And after he got sent to losers, the first person he had to fight was me. And I'm like, oh, what a path! What a path for this polite gentleman. I was only there because I got my backside beat by Melina, and it was one of the worst tournament losses I've ever taken. I got destroyed. I don't think I've ever been destroyed in a tournament that hard, including EVO 2015, where I got destroyed twice in the top 8. So I had the same experience at Combo Breaker this year, actually, too, where I just got annihilated in both ways. We both had fun. Like, we went there for the Mortal Kombats, right? It just got annihilated. First off, who runs into Dab first round of Losers? I had to fight Dab and MK9. Yeah. So you put him in Losers to play me. I beat Dab and MK9. I was like, why? But then after he beat you, Dab beat me in Losers. Oh. Because he picked Cyrax in Losers. He ended up getting like 4th or 3rd or something. Yeah, he did. But anyways, there's enough reminiscing of the past. Yeah, there's some stories of some old guys for you, but don't be afraid to come out to these events, guys. If there's something that we can stress, is don't be afraid to come out here. And losing is never a bad thing. Take it as a learning experience. Hey, only get better. It will only get better over time. Shout to a UK boy, Scare Tactics, who at our recent local traveled for 5 hours. Oh, I saw that. He traveled for 5 hours just to get some Injustice casuals in on a Monday night. No, we had our Hyper Combo Leicester local where we have Injustice on occasion. He knew we were doing it, and he was like, "Hey man, I'm coming down for Injustice." Like, okay, he's to be like what, half an hour drive away or something? 5 hours. That's dedication. And he arrives, and it was, kind of goes to show that if there's one nearby, support your local, support your FGC. Absolutely. What we're doing is we're actually going to be segueing into semifinals. We did have a match lined up, but that got pushed, so we're actually lining up semifinals right now. So that's why you got some old guys reminiscing about the good old days. It's actually really nice how we can do that. It's actually nice how things have progressed the way they have. I remember being a young guy. I mean, the storyline of EVO is the rise of the young player. Speaking of which, to make it out of pools, just to give you guys a little bit of a mini bracket update, Dizzy TT, the only European player in this bracket, 16 years old, has made it out of his EVO pool in winners for Injustice 2. He defeated August players. Oh my goodness. It was a 3-1 result. So, low-key, my personal bracket had Buffalo in top 8. He's been looking so good in online tournaments, you would assume so. But, and again, one of the guys that started with us online, but the transition offline, that's been his story, is offline. And Dizzy coming off a fresh offline win,
goes to show you. And you know, if you guys go back and look at VS Fighting that happened just a couple weeks ago, just how much like an offline tournament win, and even if you go to yours and you get your first win, how much that can affect you moving forward. And Dizzy showing up.
Absolutely. The set was, I was actually watching it. It was during KP versus Han Rashid. It was going on at the same time, just off stream. So I was watching that one. It was basically 2-0 to Dizzy first. It was Sub-Zero versus Catwoman. And then after he lost 2-0,
Michelangelo came out?
Buffalo swapped to Michelangelo.
That's what happens, yep.
He swapped to Mikey, won the next game very convincingly, but it looked super duper like Dizzy was not ready for this character pick at all. He got mixed hardcore. Because Buffalo has a fantastic Michelangelo.
Yes.
And then in the next game, it was so close to being a 2-2, like this close, but Dizzy made a super big comeback in the corner. He started punishing a little bit better.
Catwoman in the corner is very strong.
Because he was in the corner against Mikey first.
Yeah, which is, again,
swap things.
Very strong. But yeah, and you know what? Catwoman may have, I don't know. She doesn't have universal answers for the Ninja Turtles on knockdown. The only thing she can't stop with the neutral jump one is, I guess, the straight turtle. Yeah. With get out of the corner, but yeah, really good on Dizzy. I would have loved to have seen that one. But yeah, the Han Rashid KP match is also pretty down to the wire.
I saw the very end. I saw the very end of it. And I feel bad for KP because he's one of those guys that is still really trying to sort of persevere with the grind of player and commentator combined. And, you know, from both of our perspectives, that's not easy to do.
It really is.
Because if you're going somewhere for commentary and you're giving it your all, which KP puts 110% into everything he does, the second you're playing in the tournament into the mix,
I can barely handle half of one.
It's crazy. It really is crazy because when you're here to commentate, but then you play, you're thinking about your matches, you're preparing for your opponents, you're thinking of, you know, the task at hand, which is I will get as far as I can in this tournament first and commentate when I can to the best of my abilities. That is underratedly hard to juggle. And there's a reason I don't do it
because
anymore.
When it comes to commentary, you're actually focused on everybody else.
Yeah.
You know, and definitely coming into an event that can definitely throw you off. And might explain why I've been getting waxed at these tournaments, if I'm being honest with you.
There's a reason we both got slapped up at Combo Breaker. That's all I'm going to be saying. Now, on that note, actually, to be fair, I feel like while we wait for our next matches to recap, or to actually step up into the plate, because we are lining up some semi-matches now, trying to find out who's going to get closer to that all-important top 8. Let's recap on the players we've seen so far and who we think might take it all the way. My first pick immediately is going to be Big D. I think Big D had the first upset of the day, that 3-0 against Honeybee. No one was expecting that result. If you saw Big D beating Honeybee in a bracket, you would expect maybe 3-2, maybe last round. They're super both good players, but a 3-0 is not what I would have picked. But his Ivy is looking so crisp.
And you know, he actually comes in, and I have enough story and some knowledge for you guys, is that Big D, coming into this event, hasn't played Injustice at all. It's been a couple of weeks for him. I know personally because I'm friends with him on Steam and I see how much shooters he plays. I had that back in MKX where I would go weeks without playing the game before a major event, and how that like refreshes you mentally, and you come in with, I guess, less pressure, and you come in with more, it seems like you're more reactionary, it's like you're more focused. It's kind of crazy, it's indescribable. A lot of top players will say that, like, not playing it right before a big event actually helps them out. And Big D's one of them, and we had a talk afterwards, and he goes, yeah, I'm doing that for every event now. I'm just not playing the game for a certain period but before the event, for a reset.
Yeah, it can sound crazy, but I think sometimes there's pros to both ways, but one of them is that you run the risk of not burning out, but falling into a flowchart.
Yeah.
Falling into a flowchart and then applying that exact flowchart later on. Now, oh my God.
This is going to be...
What an immediate match out of losers, man. This is rough. This is Beast Coast Honeybee and the PG Katana Prime straight out of pools in the losers bracket elimination match.
One of these guys is going home just like that. And you know what Honeybee is going to do right here. He is not going to give him Flash in this matchup, I think. I think we're going straight to Starfire. Honeybee is in win and survival mode right now. But if you watched Vianality, these two played, and KP put up one heck of a fight against Starfire.
He always does. You know, KP is low-key. I think there's no getting around the fact that when it comes to Injustice 2 commentators that play the game, obviously all of us play the game, he is right at the top of that pyramid.
Okay.
He is the best player among us.
KP is the one caster that can probably break down a situation casting and be able to apply it in a match. I am really good at breaking down a situation and seeing something, or like making a read, like while casting, and I get in game and I cannot apply that.
You reach that point, don't you, sometimes, where you have an understanding, but your execution lets you down.
Yeah, it's just not there.
I mean, KP grinds the same everyone else does. He plays it the same amount. He applies it to his favorite characters, in this case, obviously Harley Quinn and Wonder Woman.
He lives and breathes Injustice.
And for good reason. He is damn good. And it's unfortunate to see him this late. This early in the tournament, I guess. I should say this late as in we're out of pools, but Honeybee and KP having to play in losers straight out of pools is such an unfortunate circumstance. But them's are the breaks.
Also, can we sprinkle on the bacon bits of KP playing one of the characters that requires the most dedication in Wonder Woman? Not only dedication, but patience.
You got to be so disciplined.
Yeah, discipline is a really good word to use for both her and Harley. And I really think that we're going to see Starfire versus Wonder Woman, just like we saw at Biennality. KP. Does that mean no button check?
I'm assuming that means no button check. Look at good guy KP having the production in mind. He's giving us the knowledge.
Absolutely.
Now, Honeybee is going to be stone-faced right now. You know, he's in a good look for the IPS finals points-wise because he places at almost every tournament. But Honeybee was the success story of EVO 2017. This was his tournament, it was his crowd, it was his grand finals. He didn't win, Dragon took that title, but Honeybee said afterwards he felt like he'd won the whole thing with just how much of a hero he'd become. And he is not going to want to lose outside of top 8 with how much of a legacy he created for himself last year.
Yeah, look for him to be on a tear here in losers, but first up it's going to be Katana Prime again playing lights out himself, and in these difficult matchups still playing so well. Again, I have to go back to Biennale on that one, but just look at who we got coming up next there. Rewind versus Dizzy, by the way.
Oh my god, the young boys.
Oh, the young boys.
Young boys.
Corner
KP in a wonderful position, actually. The forward 2 is going to somewhat push him out of the corner, but it's not going to be enough. There's the confirmative shield, and there's that low again. Knocked down. Wonder Woman's damage in the corner is super high, but the combo drop, allowing the Tamaranian charge to reverse momentum. Down 1 trades, but Honeybee still not an amazing position.
Oh, what a call on the back dash. I really like KP's meter burn roll, even though he didn't get anything off of it, no punish or anything. It got him out of the corner immediately. He wanted to keep that position in his favor, and not afraid to do a couple down ones himself. Will taste of Honeybee's own medicine after pressing those down ones
It's
earlier.
very similar to Flash. You know, you can down 1-2 with Wonder Woman the exact same way. It kind of opens up a stagger game. If you know they're going to commit to 1-2, then just stagger 1 a couple of extra times. Get that bit of chip. The wake-up challenge. Down 3 low profiles. Back 3 is going to miss, but the cross-up jump 3 is going to do wonderful damage.
Trying to show his cards, holding that forward 3, and we're back to mid-screen. Background bounce is in play. Oh my goodness, trying to get out of the gap, but sit back down. That whip.
So much knowledge from KP. You know there's going to be a gap in the plus on block string there, so you can go for the different ender. And I think that's obviously KP is going to know Honeybee's going to be showing respect. He's going to be going for those immediate answers because you expect plus frames in this situation.
And that's multiple times that Honeybee has just tried to Tamaranian charge in between them all, but those whips are keeping Starfire in place right now. Oh, look at KP, no fear, walking through the little sparkle there, full screen.
Very good Wonder Woman thing to do.
Knowing very well, yeah, just standing her ground, very Amazon of her to do.
I think I saw that in a movie once. The whip punch, no whip punch on the back 3, you know he tried. The jump in, the magical jump in.
Oh no, those T-Rex limbs aren't paying off right now.
So watch out. Wow, just walking him down.
Wake up, walk forward. That's the confidence in KP right now.
There's the 2-3, no finish, back 1. Forward 2 hits. Such an amazing button. No damage, but it's all about positioning. And feels like that's a trade. This could be curtains for KP if he can't get in right now.
He actually can get a kill if he gets 1 EX shield on him. Oh my goodness, hard to.
There's the plus. Plus frames.
He can keep going if he wants to.
All right, here we go. Gets more shields to work with. The jump in 3. It hit too high. The push block. Can't deal with the cluster. And the charge trade. Oh my god. Okay, game 1. That was a nail biter.
What a difference that it would have been if that down one would have beat it out. And we've seen a couple of matchups come down to a trade versus a beat out. Just today here at Evolution. Oh my goodness.
That's normally how a match extended rears its ugly head. But there's the jump in. Yeah, we don't want to go for the back 3. We don't want to risk dropping it. We're going to go for the jump in. Take the guaranteed 50% life down already for Honeybee.
And it's back to the corner. KP not wanting to eat the throw, which is really smart.
He'll take the knockdown, just make sure that the repositioning doesn't happen. That looked like a drop for me, KP.
Yeah, that's a very tight combo right there. If you're getting raw hits done off the shield in the back 3, very hard to time.
It's an underratedly hard combo. Yeah. You know, Wonder Woman, she's deceivingly execution heavy at times.
I think I don't know if the back 3 is 1 frame. I think the forward 3 is 1 frame. But one of those is only 1 frame length.
Oh, my word. Now the trait's being used, but Honeybee has plenty more where that came from. The back three. No, so you're down one. Trait, meter burn for the finish.
What a pickup there by Honeybee. Starfire does possess some grown woman damage, but it's not easy to access.
Also, it's the positioning. You know, he's not really going to establish corner pressure. All right, the jumping threes to somewhat reverse the momentum. Tamrain in charge instantly to get out of the corner. I like that choice.
So if you know, multiple times doing the jump three too early has actually burned KP there. It cost him deeply at the end of that last match, allowing Honeybee to swing. And even there, and what a meter burn cancel.
That was fearless. Absolutely fearless.
That's the old school Wonder Woman stuff for us to see.
Yeah, it is.
Nice little back two cancel.
Back to Trait Super. Shout out to Foxy Grandpa. Oh, shield back damage, big time. Unclashable, interactable as well. The read on the jump, not successful. He has to watch out though. He can still make the comeback here with the meter.
Plus frames coming up the shield and doing it non-meter burned, and what a call by Honeybee.
Oh
whoa.
No. Oh no! The damage of this back three is going to be immense.
Get the 430 to Metropolis.
Yes.
That can only happen at 430.
Wow. Only at EVO 2018. The Tron, why let him crush? He actually, no, he has way more meter. He has way more bar. This was a wonderful decision. Spend two, do the damage. Honeybee has to save it. Has he got trait though? He has trait. Watch out.
Trait. I mean, anything on block right now is going to be close.
Watch out!
Oh my God! Not like this again. And we just heard the biggest, I don't know if it was a sigh or a gasp out of the crowd right now.
I reached supersonic. Oh my God. I can't believe, you know.
I think that took the win out of all of us.
What an error. There's no way that forward one was what KP wanted. That's unfortunate. And going straight into the next match, I think he missed an instant air shield toss right there as well. I'm worried that KP might be fried going into this third game. Here comes the chip. Wonderful negate, get the damage buff. But he's having to block so much on the way in. The damage is being done. There's the down two, but that's obviously going to scale accordingly. And there's the down back three. Good choice, knowing that he's going to jump in.
I think has a Herculean hitbox forward and behind on that bad boy. Really good wake up there. And now look at the pressure Honeybee's putting on here. With everything on chip, on top of the damage he's already done, this is a hard mountain to climb. KP, you said it, might be falling apart here in the final game with just how those last two games ended and how it could affect him mentally.
I am so worried about how he dropped the combo, not dropped the combo, sorry, just a raw execution error in the second game, leaving himself wide open for that charge to connect. And the funny thing is, I think he tried to shield toss, and if he got the shield toss, I'm sure it would have won the game, because he would have got the charge. But unfortunately, it's just falling to pieces for KP. This is such a mountain to climb, Acroman.
Now you gotta find his way in. What spacing by Honeybee right there. Beautifully anti-aired on the max distance. Just the tip of that forward two. Beautiful meter burn roll here. KP, I mean, Wonder Woman not known for her comeback factors, but does possess some good damage.
Oh, the super on block. Okay.
Oh!
No! What happened there?
We're going to the stars!
Oh, no, we're not going to see it. We're out. KP, he's not going to be happy with that one. He's going to go away, he's going to cool off, and he's going to reflect on how everything went. It's unfortunate to see him go out so early, but Honeybee needed that win. He needs to move on as far as possible because he needs those all-important points, especially after the upset of not making out on winners.
All right, absolutely. As we're setting up for our next match, Rewind versus Dizzy. We're going to take a look at a quick couple things, but looking at this top 64, a lot of matches on the way, but shout outs to esports ecosystem, empowering the gamers, trying to become the cryptocurrency of the FGC.
I feel like we're in the day and age for it.
Yeah,
we're certainly in the day and age for it.
It's a-coming. You know, times are changing, guys. Check them out at esportsecosystem.com. You can also follow them on Twitch and Twitter as well. Astro Gaming, you see these beautiful headsets on all of these players. You're about to see it. So these two up and coming, I'm going to come back to the Astro headsets once we get to the players, but just a phenomenal headset. They all come with little mix amps. You get to control everything. Just a wonderful product. Go check them out at astrogaming.com, and that's one of the most recommended headsets if you ask anybody out there.
Astro have been definitely supporting their fair share of fighting game tournaments, but you can go to Gaming Generations. If anyone's been at an FGC event in the States, you've seen these guys around, no doubt. You can go to gaminggenerations.com for more information about the merchandise that they sell. It's wonderful stuff, and I thoroughly recommend checking it out.
Yeah,
now,
they empower the biggest tournaments of the FGC, and with,
they're everywhere.
with setups, with technology, with their booths. I mean, I go by their booth and I want to spend money every single time. It's actually aggravating in a sense.
It's financially unstable for the two of us. But Fantasy Strike, now that's a game that's been going from strength to strength. You can go and access it very easily on Steam Early Access, and it is going to be releasing later on Nintendo Switch and PS4. Fantasy Strike offers a very sort of unique approach, I find, to fighting games.
A lot of guys love
checking out. Oh yeah, everyone that's played it, KP loves it.
Yeah, it's kind of a back to the basics, you know. That's what's so cool about some of these indie devs and games coming up, or just kind of going back to basics of fighting games.
Now, finally, last but not least, Controller Chaos. Now, you guys have seen the trailers for this, but obviously you can go and check out the booth yourself if you're live at the event and you're watching this on your phone or tablet or whatever. You can save 10% on your next Controller Chaos order with the code EVO18.
And those 2018 tournament editions are beautiful. If you see them in the background right there, they're a little bit lighter colored. Last year they were the dark and galaxy. This year they're going back to the bright white and blue, looking clean. Controller Chaos, check them out. They make the best custom pads out there and consoles, by the way. So this is what I was talking about. I talked to both of these guys at the same time earlier. They're the same exact height and they have very similar hair. And the first thing I thought about was these Astros just kind of sinking into those,
just falling into the abyss.
just falling into the abyss that is their hair. As we got Rewind versus Dizzy TT.
Now, these guys actually play online regularly. Like all the young guys, they're all kind of training partners of each other. Rewind and Dizzy would have both had to make it out of their pool in winners to be in our semi-final stage. Dizzy TT has characteristically not done amazingly well. He's been getting quite a few 9th places at American tournaments, and maybe this is going to be his chance to break into that top 8 winners side and bring the UK home another EVO top 8 under their belt.
Off to a fantastic start here is Dizzy in a matchup that Rewind knows like the back of his hand. He plays Samij on a daily and weekly basis, even at a competitive level in this particular matchup, and it's a matchup we've been seeing him go to a lot more lately because ever since Rewind got into Injustice 2, he has had this odyssey to find an answer for Catwoman, and so far, this ain't looking good either.
I mean, Dizzy just plays so clean. No, but Rewind and Dizzy, they both play incredibly clean, but if they train together online, I feel like Dizzy is going to naturally be a little bit more comfortable in this matchup. That said, Beetle, definitely a character that's been pioneered by the United States. And Dizzy taking that knockdown. Wonderful down 2, but it's going to be a trade, keeping him in that bad situation. Didn't commit to that midstream. Could have been a full combo if it had just believed in it.
What a punish. Almost got the kill. He's going to go with the EXJ. Oh, here we go.
Can't jump out of that one. Projectile is too big.
And when he does meter burn, it does become a mid. And can he put... So, in that situation, it's very hard for Beetle to kind of get close enough to Catwoman to get the pressure going in the corner. He needs a knockdown in order to even generate anything, because once he gets you down there, it is mix-up city.
There's so many of those like instant jump situations that Catwoman can go for. That was a wonderful bait, but drops the combo! Dizzy didn't commit into the cat dash. Went in just for the whip just instead, trying to be a little bit safer.
And earlier I was talking with KP about how many options this character has off a single jump-in. It's astronomical how many things he can do off of a simple jump-in.
Beetle is so good, man. Like, this character, I'm so glad!
Here we go.
Oh my god. As time progressed, we've seen this character come out of the woodwork because of Deoxys, because of Rewind. Dizzy, plenty of bar left to win this wager, though. Did he spend 1 or 2? Yeah, 2.
Yep, getting back about the damage that he took there. And this is looking good for Dizzy. Rewind having no bar to extend anything with. It's very good for him, and actually punishing the 4-2-3 whip.
The goal here is not going to be to get life back, it's going to be to reset back to the neutral, keep Dizzy's back to the corner, and give Rewind that strong established neutral. He has got a bar of meter now, though, which means we're going to see a full combo conversion if we see a clean opening, or a mix-up into a launch.
And he has been afraid to actually commit to the jump-ins. He's actually float canceled above so many times. No bar there for Dizzy.
That's actually heartbreaking he had no bar. That was the round over. How about that, though?
Dizzy TT going up 1-0 on one of the favorites. Has to be one of the favorites coming into this.
Oh, yeah.
One of the most consistent guys here, not only in the Justice Pro Series 2 getting top 8 at Combo Breaker and 9th at CEO, but just how he plays online. I mean, this guy getting top 3 in North America online defense every single week.
Absolutely, and Rewind, he was able to, earlier this year, finally break that top 8 curse. You know, last year, Rewind was always known as being like, you know, this amazing player, and Sonic Fox himself even said, you know, this guy could very easily be the best player next year. But he could never break into a top 8. He's been able to lift that this year, but I'm wondering if Dizzy's going to be that obstacle, you know, that brick wall that stops him from moving on in winners.
And this is the lone representation of EU here. He has an entire continent on his shoulders, by the way.
I can't even imagine what it must feel like to be a 16-year-old player and the only representative of your entire region at the World Championships. Like, this is such a burden to bear, and it's amazing that Dizzy has even got this far with that pressure on his back as a 16-year-old player.
And in talking with him, he is so composed and calm, and he's just having a good time here, and it's looking like it.
Absolutely. I aspire to be Dizzy TT when I grow up.
Dizzy, you're an inspiration, thank you. When I grow up,
I want to be just like you.
I want to be just like you.
But this is a significantly better game for Rewind. Taking the minus frames to back 3, enforcing the overhead. I like it. We haven't really seen Rewind go for that overhead, but now we're going to get the back 3. Big damage incoming. Rewind with plenty more resources to work with, though. All right, there's the escape.
A little too early on the 4-3. If he'd held it even longer, could have kind of OS'd the interaction out. And here's what Beetle can start to do, some mix-ups. And he can do about 14 different things off of that jump 2. And just like that, a health bar can disappear in the corner. But now Rewind has to find his way back into the corner against Catwoman, because normal for normal, Catwoman's going to keep him out.
Now, one thing Rewind loves to do against Catwoman is kind of take the minus frames for back 3 and then enforce his mix-up from that. Another overhead into the back 3, the forward 3 for the unclashable damage. Another overhead back to back. It really is a true 50-50. It's going to be unsafe, sure, but if you get it, why not again?
He's going to keep going, and now the conditioning with all the overheads, low stab could come at any time. Oh my goodness, that just fell apart for Dizzy. That was a matter of seconds on that second health bar.
It's actually a wonderful insight to how explosive this matchup can be. Because, you know, it was such a slow and calculated game number 1, and even the first round, it was slow-paced. And then you snap your fingers, and Rewind has already won the game because it's just aggression, mix-ups upon mix-ups upon mix-ups.
And before, he wasn't committing to jump-ins in general. Like I said, he was flight canceling a lot in game number 1. I think he did it one time in that game number 2 where he was just committing to the jump-ins, and on top of that, committing to the mix. And look how it paid off. The aggression paying off here for Rewind. We're all tied up at 1-1. What a whiff punish to start us off for Dizzy TT. Like that last game never even happened. Sit back down. We're in for a roller coaster ride.
Down 1+ frames into the grab. Good call. Keeping Dizzy's back to the wall, which is exactly what he wants. Now, this is a good situation for Catwoman. Tries to maybe whiff punish, expecting maybe a forward 2-3 attempt, but he's just going to go for the wall forward 2 by itself.
Oh my goodness. So hard to deal with. Finally gets it down 2 out. No commitment by Rewind on the jump 3, which he can actually OS a full combo off of jump 3, whether it crosses up or not crosses up. Whoa. With that down forward 1, it'll either get low stab or the anti-air stab.
Using the plus frames of the trait, meter burns into a guaranteed jump. Rewind wise to it, using that invincible corner escape. And this is so even right now. Well played by both of them so far. Forward 2 catches. And the forward 2, for those that don't know, is a guaranteed hard knockdown.
Yes, it is, and that's just opening you up for continued mix in that corner. And Rewind, oh my goodness! That down 2 so far away, and he's actually known for doing that even against Catwoman's jump 2, known for that gigantic hitbox.
Rewind absolutely has a good awareness there with the down 2 for Beetle's. Beetle's down 2 is definitely, I would say, one of the best in the game. It's so hard. I mean, even without blade stance, it's one of the best. And it's so active as well.
And one of the only down 2s that you can cancel into a special move and have a gapless.
But you can see, oh man, you can see how clean both these guys are approaching the game. I love to see it. It's so disciplined. And
this is the pace that I'm noticing. You know, we don't get to see Dizzy a whole lot, but you know, this is the way that they want to play. They're both playing their way, and we're seeing a wonderful match.
The funny thing is, these guys knew they had each other in their own path, but they were happy to play each other to prepare for the matchups they knew they were both going to be going against. Like, obviously, they get on really well, and they trained accordingly for EVO, knowing they were going to fight, but it didn't really set them back from playing against each other, which helps them reach this point. There's that clash, a little bit of health back, but definitely ball in Rewind's court. Winning in the neutral, I would say, staying just out of range of Catwoman now. Seeming a little bit more difficult for Dizzy to get back on the horse, I think. Oh my god, even from that range, we had, yeah, those jump 2s.
It's not easy to do at home, folks. Again, this is the guy that's been playing Catwoman against Catwoman day in and day out for a year and a half now.
Instant jump 1, the almighty read from Rewind. Ooh. I don't think it was a reaction because it was right at the same time, but it was just a good decision. Nonetheless, down 3 for the whip punish. And there's the event again. True mix. Going for the knockdown rather than the guaranteed.
May have missed a flight off that instant jump 2, or was thinking that he was going to quick rise, because like an instant jump 2 by Blue Beetle will hit someone standing.
Now this has been Rewind's game the entire time, but Rewind staying at a range where if he has to eat that neutral jump, he's rarely within range to guarantee the rest of that string. Overhead comes through again, Rewind playing clean as ever.
And he is not committing too much. Here in the neutral with the straight normals, you know, forward 2s, back 2s, they're all going, down 2s, they're all going in a shield bash, safe on block, and doing the damage over time.
Now this is where Dizzy has to think.
that was far different from the last game where it was all damage and mix all happening at once. That was just, he was chipping away at the health bar the whole time with these quick hits.
It feels like the adaptation has been made by Rewind. He's being a little bit more cautious over the range as he sits, so if he jumps or blocks a jump 2, he hasn't really got a hold of the rest of it, so he's too far away. The ball is now going to be in Dizzy's court to make that adaptation work around how Rewind is adapting the matchup. Dizzy has had a hard time with the he played very slow, very calculated, very disciplined, but when he kind of gets downloaded, his pattern is starting to get somewhat fleshed out.
Oh,
he struggles to get back in.
And he's caught a lot of whiffs with that sweep, and then all the sweep does is lead the mix. Hard knockdown in and of itself considers some ambiguity of a jump 2 there. Blue Beetle coming in, good delay, wake up, but he has an answer, another mix on top of that.
Background bounce giving Blue Beetle wonderful damage, 440 just like that. There's the forward one, no full combo, no, because he has to go in for the whip just to be safer. Cannot hit confirm that, unless you know it's a whip punish.
Ooh.
And that's it. So many different jumping options, it's so risky to anti-air Blue Beetle.
Yeah, that's a mind game. You actually saw Dizzy go for the air-to-air, and Rewind getting out of dodge, coming down, this time getting aggressive off the flight cancel, and inching his way closer, and now he is on match point, match health bar in this set.
Absolutely. And Dizzy is in a spot of bother here. He's got so much bar, but he's just not in a position to use it. A Flick, he's spending so much of the game having to work around how Rewind is approaching the matchup. Just not working out. Dizzy having a hard time recovering from this. Takes the forward 2, but he's going to hold the plus frames anyway. There's the clash, and this could very well be the last lifeline for Dizzy TT.
Rewind making some great reads there to neutral as well, just kind of predicting Dizzy's movement, even on the jump back with the instant jump 1. Very beautiful by Rewind to try to maintain pressure and composure and have this lead as Dizzy puts him to the corner, and we all know what happens when Camel puts you in the corner. Almost had the anti-air with the stand 1, but didn't get it.
I'm actually super surprised that didn't anti-air, but the instant jump 1 is going to anti-air instead. Rewind now, getting as much bonus damage as he can muster. There's the knockdown. Wonderful, wonderful recovery.
And then rebuild the space, and now he's going to try to make Dizzy come to him. So smart.
Yeah, who needs corner pressure when you have the full screen and a better neutral?
And actually have a projectile in a battle of normals, it seems. Exactly. And here we go. All this is going to try to do is force aggression, and he kind of got burned for it there as Dizzy gave it to him.
It is going to unlock Rewind's clash, so if he gets opened up cleanly, he's going to get that one opportunity to combo break. He's not going to have the meter, but the instant down 2 ready, forcing 2 bars out of Dizzy for the air escape. And you can't anti-air, you just can't anti-air this character. You have to watch out.
And you have to make the read, because if you do nothing, you could eat a jump out of nowhere, because he doesn't flight cancel.
Wonderful block on the low, knowing that was going to be a mix-up between sweep or overhead.
Very good.
This really feels like it's Rewind's round to win. Here we go, one more. And yeah, but the clash. Let's reset. Let's get the full screen. Who even cares if I don't spend as much as Dizzy right here? We just need one more hit. And that's why he spent nothing. He needs that bar.
One EX projectile going to be close to the chip. And he built the bar. He built the second bar doing the other one. But nice evade by Dizzy TT, who is one hit away. And here it is. The projectile going to send Rewind further into the winner's side bracket. 3-1 over Dizzy TT. What a match.
Dizzy played really well, but I feel like the longer the set progresses, the more difficult it tends to be for Dizzy to recover. And that's the only thing that I think tournament experience will start to whip into shape. You know, Dizzy, even though he lost in winners here, he's really playing better and better as tournaments go. And again, for such a young player at such a massive stage, as the only European representative, I'm definitely proud of him for coming this far. And he's in losers now.
Yep, and he's still in. And if you guys want to see some more Blue Beetle, just keep watching. And look at King breaking out. A new sponsor right here in Hazardous.
There it is, taking off the jacket.
I mean, it's Forever King. He's gonna show off some guns. Let's be serious.
He wasn't trying to show off the team. He was just trying to flex.
This is Forever King. He's swole. He flexes. That's his thing. Going back to 9.
Mixed up. Now this is going to be an interesting matchup. Do we reckon we're going to see Beetle versus Batman?
Absolutely. Deoxys, the only other character he plays and that he's coming into EVO with is Cyborg.
What? I genuinely didn't even know that he played Cyborg.
So
why?
I had a talk with him, and he actually made me a believer in his reasoning. Cyborg, low key, actually is a good pick for a lot of the matchups he doesn't like with Blue Beetle.
What are the matchups he dislikes?
One in particular, Aquaman.
Yep, absolutely. I can see that.
And Cyborg does well against Aquaman. Black Adam as well.
Yep.
And there's a few others they told me, I can't remember off the top of my head.
Cyborg does well versus characters like Black. Very actually fundamental Injustice 1 characters. Crazy. He does well versus, he does well versus Superman, I feel. Obviously if they're both of like a decent level. I feel like he does well versus Black Adam. I think he does well versus Aquaman, as you said. I don't think he does too bad versus Batman either.
Yeah, and so I'm not too sure. I know that he plays against Batman a whole lot with Blue Beetle on War of the Gods. I get to see it week in and week out. Like I said, if you guys want to check it out, more Injustice 2 action, I'm over there. We're on week 8 of 10 and then a finale coming. But yeah, I'm curious which one of the two is going to go within this particular matchup. It is going to be Beetle.
Yeah, I think in the comfort of a tournament right here, he's going to go with Beetle first. This really, Deoxys is without a doubt the player that put Blue Beetle on the map competitively.
Also, off stream, no one knows this. So Deoxys, please don't yell at me later. He had a scare first round against a Swamp Thing player.
What? Was it 3-2?
I can't remember the exact set, but I think it was 3-1. But he had to make a comeback for the final game, like a full health bar comeback, because he kept disrespecting Swamp Thing's wake up by trying all the cross-up shenanigans. And Nier's not doing that against the tree.
Swamp Thing says no to that.
Yes.
Let's see if we can
Get out of here!
Well, the important thing is that he was able to conquer it and move on.
And since then, he's looked so clean, has Deoxys.
Did Deoxys start this set by walk forward grab against Batman? The fearlessness.
Listen, this is a young guy. He knows what he's doing. This is one of the up and coming talents.
What is it with these young players?
They
they're
just
living
do
in
things.
3018 right
Yeah,
now.
that's right. They're making decisions that we just can't comprehend. I don't want to comprehend it. I'm just gonna sit here and watch and enjoy.
There we go.
And the mix-up's already started here. Oh my goodness, come out to all the damage.
Optimization, just like that, just short of 500 damage. What a wonderful way to kickstart this series.
That
River
2-1,
King.
1+3 with trade activated does more damage out of nowhere. Oh, beautiful use of the last second of hit stun.
Batman with some phenomenal mids. All right, here's the mix-up. Vortex, oh, guess is wrong. The standing one into Bat Summon is going to give him really the old school Vortex that Batman used to have. And now here we go
he's
again.
gonna get it back.
All right, there we go. Blocks it, but a Vortex is a Vortex. And because of that, Forever King is going to take round number 1. After such a wonderful start from Deoxys.
With just one hit from Forever King, when it seemed like his back was to the wall to start us off, is to be able to generate some mix himself.
Batman has always been such a wonderful character because he's got such a strong neutral, wonderful keep away game, good buttons, good meter build, and one of the absolute best Vortexes in the game without a doubt. Speaking of which, he's got a bat. What's the mix?
So Deoxys kept that relatively safe there in the corner, only doing overhead, and then down one shield. When he could have done a low at any point, he could have done a third overhead at any point. He could have so many things. So really good blocking by Forever King, but Deoxys hasn't gone for too many mix-ups so far.
Oh my god, the active brains of the bat. The bats are so, they're barely plus on block, but immensely plus on hit. Oh, guess it's wrong, that's gonna land in front. And Forever King lands behind afterwards.
Those are the mix-ups that make you go home at the end of the day and give you nightmares.
Because you look at it and you go,
it crossed me up, but guess what? It didn't.
you thought. Bamboozled again. Bamboozled again. But Deoxys, I wonder if we are going to see this full screen game a little bit more in game number 2. Because he kind of spent the entire game trying to go in. And I feel like because of that, he kind of fell victim to the wave from the What? No, the combo drop.
Quick mix here.
Yeah,
what a 4-dash wake up by Forever King to get out of the potential mix up. Catches the straight button here with the mechanical bat. And without any wager, without any air escape, oh my goodness, King keeping it simple.
I feel like he was trying to wait just the microseconds required to bring that first bat back. The problem with Deoxys here is that Forever King, he's still got his wager. Not that it matters, because we confirm into slide. Game number 1's going to go. Now, are we going to go for a stage change or a character change? That's what I wonder.
It was close. King just, you know, aside from the beginning Vortex, it was about even. So I think if you're Deoxys, I would go Beetle one more time just to test the waters, because if you can avoid losing your entire health bar off of a single mistake, he's gonna be well and alive in this matchup.
The thing about Deoxys, he needs this tournament to go well for him. Unfortunately, he had to miss Combo Breaker, you know, due to prior engagements, I believe. I can't remember what the exact reason was, but he couldn't do Combo Breaker, which was such a pivotal tournament for getting early points.
And 9th at CEO, 3-2, one hit away.
Cannot fall short again. He needs to move on, preferably top 8 winners.
And yeah, for sure, there's definitely an added pressure on Deoxys to perform here. And I hate to say it, but I've been one to put that pressure on him just because of the skill that I know that he possesses. And I know what he's capable of.
Forward dash puts him minus. Unfortunately not ready for the jump in, of which Forever King's going to be significantly quicker on the trigger finger. And here comes a bat. More plus frames. Wonderful push block. Good catch. And the bait! The bait! But no combo! What's going on? Oh no.
That was beautiful defense by Forever King, but Deoxys had one opportunity and didn't get it. He's gonna be able to chase this down. No, doesn't get the punish.
Did not take it. Instead, let it slip. Oh, plus frames again. All right. No bat ready though. Oh, just a raw cross up.
Oh, that's the forbidden mix-up right there.
Oh my god. Not a good trade for Deoxys. Does not have the health to take these trades anymore.
And these guys have very similar projectiles in speed and recovery, but Blue Beetle just builds so much more meter when they get into zoning battles. So
this should be it.
I think that's why King's trying to avoid the zoning battles by getting a little bit aggressive. Once he sees Blue Beetle start to fire those rings off, is because he's going to lose detrimentally the meter build in the zoning war.
Now, some of you guys watching, you may not know that Blue Beetle does actually have the ability to swap stances in the middle of some of his specials, which is why that combo Deoxys goes for starts in Mace stance and actually ends in Blades to get the damage extension. You may be wondering why he changes. Well,
and
that's it.
It also makes the conversions easier off some of the stabs if you go into the blades, just because the added range.
Absolutely.
Because if you're out of stance off of say the anti-air stab, you have to walk forward just a hair in order to get the back three.
Oh, the drop. Actually, good news for Deoxys. May have got tagged, but it did end the vortex from taking place. But he challenges it, and there's the clash. He's going to win it, but barely.
So far, I've held back.
I wonder if it's going to be 2-0, because Forever King, is he going to save the bar? Yeah, he will. Save the bar, he needs the grappling hook for Vortex.
Yep. Has no batarangs though, so even if he gets the hit, he's going to have to do something kind of old school here. Nice, this is a hard knockdown. And well, a lot of delayed wake up off these sweeps for both of these guys. I mean, well, you don't want to eat these kind of mix-ups for both these characters, but both have fantastic jump twos. Speaking of,
oh my god! Here he comes. Someone play the Jaws theme. Oh.
Oh,
I think that was it. I could have been wrong.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. It just goes at some point. I think you're going to need...
Neutral completely reset here, you guys. Slowing things down after a lot of aggression there in the middle. Oh my goodness, get it down too, but not the conversion.
Tried so hard to convert. Deoxys now. You could definitely say he's on the back foot. Doesn't have the health. The bat's going to make the neutral a little bit harder now. Good trade. Gets rid of it.
And Deoxys had the bar just in case he blocks something, get to push block. I mean, at this point, you got to come up with resources to avoid what could be a potential vortex as well.
There's it. Unclashable forward 3. Watch out, because here comes the bar.
Oh, quick mixes! Quick mix-ups! Oh my goodness!
What happened? I blinked and missed it.
Blinks happen, quick mix-ups, ambiguity. It's not even a real word, but I love using it when it comes to Blue Beetle because these jump 3s and jump 2s can hit every and anywhere. And just like that. And that actually self-OSs himself when he does a jump 3 into down forward 1 meter burn. If it crosses up, you'll get anti-air stab. If it doesn't cross up, you actually get low stab.
And there's little bits of optimization here. First of all, we go straight into a restart match. Forever King wants to get right back into the fight. And Deoxys going for some next level optimization. If he knows he gets the low launcher from the jump in after it hits, the opponent's already airborne. The standing 3 into straight blast combo whilst it does max damage will not work if the gravity is adjusted like that.
Oh, sit back down. And King, you know, there's a couple things that he could have been sniping there. Just the jumping of itself coming off the Statue of Atlantis. And that was a reset, mind you. Gets the huge damage off the reset. Nope, drops the ender, but that's okay. The position's still there.
Oh my god! Tries to get the conversion again. Gets the jump in, so should have been on the money, but unfortunately, funny angle or too late. Either way, no damage here.
What a backwalk. There it is. There's the added mix-up added with the EX projectile. That not only does it add on a layer of mix, it takes away a certain gap where you saw Forever King down 2 earlier in between it.
Here comes the full combo. We keep the knockdown though, don't spend it. Oh, King challenging on wake up. Very brave of him to hold up in that situation.
And that's a scary situation because even if you delay wake up, you're actually going to get crossed up because the 1-3 will put Blue Beetle behind you if you delay wake up off of that knockdown.
I mean, it's just a gift that keeps on giving, this Blue Beetle. Deoxys just putting on a masterclass, man. This character, so entertaining to watch. Waits for the release of the bat, knowing Forever King was probably going to release it the button press. I like that next level optimization. He got hit by that in game number 1, but not in game 3.
I'm trying to follow in this zoning. Okay, come off the trade.
Here we go. The ball's in his court. The adaptation from King now. It really is.
And very rare do you see a punish on a down 2. We just saw one with the back one on a Batman on Deoxys.
It's because he just got hit by the exact same thing. Yep, giving him. I love that from King as well, knowing that the slide blocked is going to guarantee the bat release. Deoxys is going to wait for it, but instead of making it safe, he released the bat later to be plus on block, guaranteeing a jump in.
It was really good by Deoxys as well, because those batarangs have no block stun whatsoever.
No, they do not.
So it's really good for him to get a jump out there rather than eat a full combo, potential full combo.
Now Deoxys has all of the meter. That's not going to be for a super though. That's going to be for meter burn projectiles that do massive damage on hit and are hard to get around with the release. The galactic jump in. And now here comes Forever King with the bar for the vortex. But instead opts to go for the trait.
Yeah, he actually could have got a grapple out. Maybe he was afraid of an air escape.
Oh my
Meter
God!
burn cancel! At the end, Deoxys taking the breath out of Forever King. And he's going to have to work his way back in this matchup as he is now down 2-1.
Now, I think King said stage change. Stage change or character change? I think it's probably going to be stage. I don't think this is a Batman thing. I think this is a matchup that King can totally win. I think he just needs time. Yep, Batman. We're going to be on a different stage now. Gotham City. Okay.
Home field advantage. I respect it.
You know, the thing is, Forever King is the kind of Batman fan that would actually get more morale playing on a Gotham City stage.
Oh, 100%. I did the same thing with Kotal Khan when I got Emperor's Courtyard.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
With Kotal Khan's in the background, I'm like, yeah! I had like a 10% damage boost or something.
You're home, man. I'd say the same with Takunin Warship, but I didn't really play Armageddon at a high level at all.
In the corner we go. Big drop by King early on. And now he's going to find himself in the corner. And are we going to get a restand here?
All right, here we go.
Deoxys? No, he's going to go for the damage and the setup. Oh my goodness!
Knowing the roar on the wake up. The wake up is so unlikely. Are we going to see a restand here? Here it comes. Plus on block. Instant jump. Doesn't work out. Forever King has exit.
Yeah, jump 2 may have been better there. King low profile in that jump 3. Hit stun. Oh, what? Stagger with the 1-2. I've actually never seen that, not that many times, but normally they just commit to the string.
It's when you know there's so much respect established here, because at any point he can go bat release, he can go for meter burn bat toss, he can just end the string. The tech, wonderful tech, Deoxys with a full punish.
And this actually might be the kill.
Oh, God, delicious.
One mistake, 422 for a single bar later and the side switch.
Well, that's going to be match point for Deoxys. Really looking to make a statement here at EVO 2018. Desperately needs these points. Oh my God, the cross!
And I'm actually shocked that that post stab didn't hit.
Yeah, me too.
On the jump 3 actually being successful. Following that in, that is going to be enough hit stun. That's twice we've seen him release that bat against the projectile, get the clean jump over, and have the 4-2 conversion after.
And in some of these cases with the Batman, that grab may as well be guaranteed. Are you going to really release and press buttons when Batman is plus with bats point blank? Here comes the vortex. Got to guess right, mate. Guesses right on the other side, but he's still vulnerable.
Deoxys swinging with that down 2, lucky he didn't get burned for it, and just sitting underneath the EX up batarang like it didn't even happen. And another beautiful hit stun conversion by Forever King.
But because it's not batarang, bar gets spent, giving Deoxys the meter advantage. 2-0. Forever King, again, needs the bar for the Vortex. That really has been doing so much work for him. Vortex, meter burn, up toss. I mean, he needs the bar for everything.
And I mean, Deoxys has already built 2 bars back just like that. That's what I was talking about with his zoning back at Batman, just the difference and how much bar he built. And he put it all on the line right there. Got the hit, which got him off the mechanical bat. And now Deoxys has one less thing to fear, but he needs to watch out for those 2 bars that are sitting on Forever King's side.
On top of the fact that Forever King still has a wager. So if Deoxys can chip him away a little bit one by one with projectiles, it's going to be good because he can't clash it, especially with those sweeps. Back to back, chasing the back dash. But here comes the toss to the bar.
Oh my goodness! That's the dirt! That's the dirt right there. So hard to block the cross up, and you already input the special move, and it's so hard to see it coming and actually be able to wager. And Deoxys is now a single hit away out of the sky. Goes Forever King, sniping this man with the up batter, and we got some hits done, and the cross up works with air escape. Beat it over Forever King, put it down 2.
That was an insane sequence. That swag from Deoxys, all of it. You can't break it because it's hitting one by one on the other side, but Forever King gets the traitless mix-up.
And now we're dead even here. Almost 25% between the 2 left on their health bars. What is it going to be down to the wire? Mechanical bat out by Forever King is going to slow down the neutral, but the meter built by Deoxys is giving him the upper hand right now.
If he releases the bat, he has 1 more left from the tank. Look at the bottom of the screen. He catches the whip punish, but he can't get it. Has no bar to confirm it. And Deoxys still alive.
And in the corner we go. Backing out, though, is Forever King. A little fearful of the resources that Deoxys has. And that's chip damage adding on. The hit's done! And Forever King sends us to a game number 5.
That was a insane final round right there, but it was well played. The second you get that mechanical bat on the stage, it establishes so much respect. You have to watch out for it.
Catch up, I think my heart just exploded.
That trade, that clash was everything. That clash really was the catalyst. Here we go, we catch the grounded lift, so we're going to get the optimized damage, 350. No easy task, but for a Blue Beetle master like Deoxys, more than accomplishable. My God, this is a final game. Wonderful trade, because he's going to go straight into that. I don't know how to call this one. I'm going to put you on the spot now, man. Who's winning? Who's winning?
Right now, I mean, this is a similar start to what Deoxys had even last game where he had momentum. I think this is the truest 50-50 that we're going to see tonight.
Yeah, I'm going to take a wild guess. I think maybe this is the time Deoxys pulls it out of the tank. We have even bar, even life. Not so much anymore, but I definitely favor Deoxys here.
Deoxys playing like it, having the lead, and another snipe by Forever King there. Pressure is on and beating out the gap, but got the trade instead. There's Deoxys getting out of the corner, but Forever King all over it, and the veteran drops it down too! And this is going to be a lot of damage.
That's unfortunate. He dropped the full combo. That's something that Forever King will 100% regret if he loses this. Catches the anti-air with the bat, but he needs more where that came from. No forward 3.
Whipping it down to Deoxys was one set up, and he got the EX projectile. I think the regular projectile may not have had the big enough hitbox to hit Batman right there. The EX getting the job done.
Right, Deoxys, he's going to block the bat. No bats left to go, but if King lands a clean opening, he's going to be able to build one for the Vortex. Deoxys has to watch out. The shield toss to try and escape, but he can't. The grab back into the corner. This is where Forever King needs to keep him if he's going to win this series.
Oh, get him off that magic pixel, and we're down to the wire. Final game, final bar of health between the two catch-up.
There's the forward 2, and because we're in the corner, we get a full combo. We don't get the forward 3.
And not respecting the wake up there by Deoxys. Deoxys needing a straight hit if he wants to trade blow for blow now with Forever King. A lot of hits done. Another confirmation by King, and this man is in the driver's seat.
No clash. Deoxys opted not to go for the clash, and I'm not sure it's going to be his decision to make, because now when he finally uses wager, his back is still going to be to the wall. I think not clashing immediately might be the mistake that costs him winners here.
Still one bar apiece between the two. Can Deoxys have a comeback in him? It's been King. That was a close block. Deoxys had not shown him that card the entire set. And Forever King, the veteran here, looking like it.
I cannot believe he blocked the entire thing. You had to block which side the jump in lands, then block the 50-50 to begin with, and then the 50-50 on the end of that as well. Deoxys still alive, but he has to pull off a miracle here if he's going to make this comeback. King with a clash stocked and ready to go.
King having that trade out, just destroying the neutral. One more hit, it's all this man is gonna need, and he gets it with the batarang. Forever King with the comeback on Deoxys, sending him the losers, pounding that chest, and the veteran is moving on at Evolution.
That was absolutely insane. The second we saw that really funky mix-up situation in the second to final game, I was convinced that we were going to see Deoxys move on in that situation, but you can see that sigh of relief coming from Forever King. That was one of the hardest fought matches of this entire tournament by far. Deoxys, he's going to be crushed over that loss, but he's still in the tournament.
And he's young, so this is going to be a very big test for Deoxys, not to let it get to him and work his way through the loser's bracket and only have one thing on the mind, which is who he has to play next. Pretend that never even happened. And for King, what a win. I mean, coming back the way he did and how slow that matchup was and how spacing-oriented and read-oriented it ended up being. Having to make some crazy reads. The use of mechanical bat was absolutely perfect, and how he was able to generate situations that were beneficial for him and punishes that weren't there usually without that mechanical bat. So smart against the zoning. But guys, we'll be right back with some more Injustice 2 action here at Evolution 2018 after this break.
Hello everybody and welcome back. This is EVO 2018 presented by Cygames, and this is of course the Injustice 2 Pro Series presented by Samsung and Simple Mobile. We're moving on deep into this bracket now. We have our next matchup in winner's bracket actually, which is going to be Sonic Fox versus Dab. The thing is, I think Dab could win this.
I think so too. The way that he's been playing lately, and not an option select, Fox just has not been playing Injustice 2. Coming into this event, he's not going to be as crisp as we've seen Fox in the past, but make no mistake, Fox plays to win no matter what, no matter when, no matter why, no matter how. And he's going to be looking to win this event for Injustice 2. We've seen it in the past. Look for the passion to still be there. I mean the passion's not as much as it's been there. What a conversion! Oh my, the back two is right there.
That was so clean. The 4-2-3 is going to move him safely out of the way of the mine. Tries to go for the optimization on the back two as well. And here comes the full combo. Standing three, sweep, mix-up time. The delayed wake-up from Sonic Fox is not going to be enough. Puts himself minus for the grab to come through. And there we go, down one into lethal ones. The challenge finally rears its head.
Now, with everything I said, you know, with the potential of Fox, you know, it's been a storyline coming here as Dab is starting to dominate this very first game, is that here at Injustice 2 Evolution, for the second time in a row, this could be a new era in NRS that seems to be the Sonic Fox era. Will he go without winning Evolution for an NRS game?
It would be insane if that happened, just because of the legacy of this guy. But the standing 3 misses, gets another one back to back. Dab just looking in full control, and there's the reset. Fox, he's seen that one before, blocks the crosser, and now the ball is in his court 100%.
And I really like that Fox is coming in here with Red Hood, who's a character that is one of his personal favorites to use. I think he's really looking to have fun, but at the same time, this is a character that he's known to win with. He's got major titles under his belt, and look at that damage into the setups, the push block into the mine. You thought you could get it, but what a backdash on, oh my goodness.
I'm super glad to see that Fox has actually gone back to Red Hood. He always had the best Red Hood in the business, but is he going to clash now? He has to wait, surely. He has to wait, the reset. Blocks it in front, good call. But now he's to hold the minus frames. Standing 3 into Brett, big chip. The whiff.
Jump back 2 or jump back 1 there may have even caught the end of that, but does not. And coming right in is Sonic Fox, about to build another bar, come up with a chip damage, and look for the startup of a laser. Get that out of here. Sonic Fox going up 1-0, and Sonic Fox is laughing. This is dangerous. Don't get this man more comfortable than he already is.
I can only assume that right there, the raw sweeping laser was maybe on anticipation of a backdash or something very similar. Or an execution error.
He had the bar. EX would have done a plethora of damage, maybe even close to that kill. Down 1 scooper, going back in time.
Okay, down 1 comes through. Minimal damage though, because obviously you kind of need the damage to extend on that a little bit, but there we go again. Okay, this full screen game, definitely rate Red Hood higher here. Dab. The opening for that first game was the fact that he went in for the big all-or-nothing mix-up, but by Fox blocking that mix-up actually put Dab in the corner, which allowed the comeback to take place.
And we all know what Red Hood could do in the corner. I mean, putting down those mines, mix-ups on top of mix-ups, and safety and coverage of wake-ups himself, where you can just kind of sit back and let you hang yourself.
I assume Fox wasn't ready for Dab to pull the trigger on the meter burn of that sweeping laser. Maybe tried to go for a lethal lunge instead of back 2 again.
And the fact that Dab couldn't move forward is what kind of kept him standing still. Right in time for that low, and the spacing by Sonic Fox right now, immaculate.
Now, if this was last year, that lethal lunge would have killed. But the chip was adjusted, so it doesn't do as much. Still a nice amount, but not as much as it used to before.
Ooh, putting out the instant mine, and how many of those are catching people off guard because they're used to having the ability to look for it and then move forward and move backwards, jump, but blowing up immediately, very smart. Oh, the drone in, oh my goodness.
Push block, try and bit in a bad situation, but activates the drone again. We have to wait.
Oh!
The meter burn forward 3. The read was to power through the interaction, but the delay again was not his friend.
Good block. And actually got something off of that forward too, which was just the breath on the anti-air. Not much Superman could have got off of that straight, other than what he got. Very smart by Dab to get punished. That's going to be open for business on that whiff laser. And Sonic Fox does another knockdown, putting out the minefield, and he gets the conversion.
That's the classic Red Hood, man. Throwing the mine into the lunge because you know it's going to work, and then you get a full combo. It's that next level awareness, and there's the retreat. Sonic Fox looking so crisp. Dab, very uncomfortable.
Even though, like I said, he said that he may not have as much passion to play the game and to go for a victory here, make no mistake, he's going to try to win this tournament.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, he said to me, like, you know, he's in this tournament still, you know. He didn't back out of this tournament. He didn't forfeit the tournament. He still wants to play, even if it's not his main focus at this event. When the chips are down and it's time for him to win or lose, he's going to do everything it takes to win. And Red Hood, I'll be honest, I have no idea why he ever stopped playing this character as much as he used to.
There's a few characters like that where he just picked up a character, won a major, and said, all right, into the vault you go.
Yeah, into the Brother Eye vault with you, my friend. But Red Hood, I feel like almost taking us back in time, Red Hood could be the catalyst that moves Sonic Fox into top 8 at this tournament.
He has a tough path ahead of him, you know, looking ahead. I think he's got Nupcakes, a few others in his path to top 8. I think he gets Nupcakes, even if Nupcakes don't make it that far, going farther. And there's that vortex that Dab was talking about, mixing him up. I mean, he hit in front last time with the jump 3. Sonic Fox not ready for the cross-up this time around. And the pressure by Dab, this is all offense.
The thing is, you look at the damage afterwards, that was so clutch.
You rarely see that in competitive play because not a lot of people know Red Hood that much.
Yeah, for sure. Really good. But Dab, you would always think, you know, well, how is he going to cash out damage after the mix-up connects? That was like 4 hits into like 400 damage. Superman with trait off that jump in hits like a truck.
Yeah, I mean, just a stand 3 into something hurts.
Okay, there's the repositioning. We spend the bar for that. Takes the jump in into grab. I'm not sure about that one.
Wow. Whoa. Okay. Do you remember Dab's last match and he's raw forward and back threes just hitting? He just feels it.
The whiff on the jump into though. Fox is going to punish it accordingly. Repositioning back to the wall for another time.
Oh my goodness.
Oh! Fox tries to do the exact same thing again, but now Dab goes in for damage, and that's going to force the clash at Sonic Fox.
Won't stop me.
This may be the most knowledge I've seen against Red Hood that I've seen in competitive play. Dab really showcasing some of the holes in Red Hood play, because you don't see a whole lot of Red Hood in competitive play. And Dab is going to get cornered here, going to be the kill. And if he gets hit here in this corner, Sonic Fox could turn this around and try to close this out without having to deal with Dab any longer.
Good trade. Wonderful trade for Dab. Maintain it even life. Jump 2, connects. The back 2 into full combo. The air tech is used, but to no avail. Let's not even try. Let's just go for the restart. Okay.
And Sonic Fox, no thought process here, just right back into the match. One of the few that possess the ability to do that and just pretend that the last match never even happened. If you guys take notes at home, these top players, they have, it's like they have the mind eraser from Men in Black. They just do the red flash and then play the next match.
Superman would do that, no doubt. It's the same color, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay. Dab has to be very, very careful here. You know, Red Hood does do quite well in the full screen against Superman. And oh God, Lex Luthor says hello. Injustice 1.
Oh, that would have launched back then. Oh no.
It would have back in the day. That mine guarantees a combo.
Giving us the memories. But this is a lot slower than we saw the last match, where Dab was incredibly aggressive to start things off. But the minefield has really slowed things down. And that jump 1 having the active frames.
No, the drop. The drop from Dab. Can't drop combos against Sonic Fox. Cannot give this guy room to breathe. All right, down 2, back 3.
Going for the optimal here. Oh my goodness.
That was chunky.
Push block, gonna keep him cornered, not chipped out yet. Sonic Fox looking for a laser right now. He's just sitting back, waiting for it.
I love how Dab did the empty jump, expecting Fox to jump, expecting a laser, and no one did anything.
Yep, and Fox was jumping, looking for the air laser potentially from him. And yeah, that was just beautiful mind games between the two. Stray hit out here in the nooch by Sonic Fox, and self-proclaimed best nooch in the game.
Sonic Fox's neutral really is uncontested in most fighting games, but in Injustice,
across the board.
No exception. Oh, there it is. The clean, down 2 into mine. The classic Red Hood at the air. And Superman was adjusted a while ago. His wake-up game is nowhere near what it used to be. Scoop is incredibly unsafe.
And the wager where it happened for Dab got him out of the corner. Very smart stuff, even though he didn't really need the health back at the time, and he didn't even expend it. Very smart stuff, and just avoiding that mine on the 4-2-3 on the approach.
Now down 1 lethal lunge, even though the trait is going to be plus on block. If he's quick on the uptake, he's still going to beat it. And here we go, full combo again from Sonic Fox, cashing out even more so Dab with no wager. This could be game over, and the overhead comes through. It's a miracle if he wins this, and he won't.
And the down 1 is actually a universal answer to the Superman wake up. Sonic Fox, the knowledge is still there, and taking it. 3-1, those were some tight games, and Sonic Fox looking good as he's moving on the winner's side of Evolution 2018 here.
Yep, a little bit of a relief head scratch right there. I think Dab definitely made him work for it, but I just feel like it's the legacy of Red Hood that has brought Fox as far as it has done. He's such a good player at Injustice 2, even if the game is not his main focus. He can pick Red Hood, and he can still be the best Red Hood out there. Our next matchup is going to be Killer Zanok from Brazil versus Basics, TSS Basics.
Basics coming through on the winner's side, which would mean, I haven't gone back and looked at that particular bracket, which means that Basics in the semifinals of that pool, not even finals, defeated Nyx.
He must have indeed, actually. We were looking at Nyx's path, and Nyx kind of foresaw him fighting off against Big D.
Yes.
Later on. That must mean that surely we must be seeing, however this matchup goes, whoever wins here, do they fight Big D? That's what I wonder.
I'm going to take a look at the bracket real quick, see if I can go back in time. But while we do that, one of the representatives of Latin America here, your Combo Breaker Mortal Kombat champion, me and you actually got to voice.
Yes, we did.
His championship status there at Combo Breaker, coming in here, and he's similar to like Waz, where they showed up a Combo Breaker for MK, but they do play Injustice on the side, and now I think since then, with Mortal Kombat not really having a presence at a lot of tournaments, I think they focused on Injustice 2 since then, and they both came in here pretty hot. Waz is playing good, and Killer Zenok right now on the winner's side.
Absolutely, and you know, Killer Zenok has been a big fan of rushdown heavy characters. Actually, not particularly sure if he still plays the Flash, but I know he was using the Flash before. You have to refresh my memory on basics, Akbar.
So
who's this guy use?
Okay, so never mind. This is actually loser's side of the bracket.
Well then, that's completely blown things wide open. That must mean that Nyx would have defeated him, right?
Yes, I'm going to go back to the bracket right now. So this is that, guys. Sorry about that. Let me take a look at this bad boy. Yes, Nyx did defeat him on the winner's side to get into semifinals. And let's go and take a look at semifinals. I mean, yeah, these guys are still playing. There's a lot of matches that are going to happen off stream, guys. Just a heads up. A lot of matches happening off stream.
Too many games to fit into one stream, unfortunately, folks. That is how it goes sometimes. But we have got some matches left to go. We have Silver Eye versus Gross, Scar versus Rewind. We still have some juice.
And there's one more after that. That was another one that really caught my attention, but he didn't scroll down for me. That's okay.
We'll see you later. We'll see you later.
But yeah, Basics is another guy that is relatively, you know, new to even like online to me. You know, he's been around here and there, but now I've seen him consistently playing in like War of the Gods and actually placing, getting confidence. And this is a guy that is come out of nowhere and starting to make a name for himself as Basics.
Now here comes Killer Zenok, who's going to score first blood, that Sonic Pound. And here comes the Flash. You have to block 3 overheads in a row.
Oh, wow. The down 2 is almost good there against the Tamarian charge. May have been too fast?
Potentially. Absolutely. I'm not sure it was quite active enough. All right, here comes the running man cancels. Getting caught. There's the confirm. Wonderful round 1 for Killer Zenok.
And this is a matchup that we've seen over here and there. Watch out for the ice! And he waited it out. Okay, very good. Not letting that running man stance rip.
Burn roll ends too far away for a combo, so he's going to take it. Down 2 and he cross up. Jumping in against the Flash is so hard. That down 2 is immaculate. The Flash wearing questionable headpiece.
Oh,
with
the punish. And there's some big damage. And right as the trade's activated, getting the launcher, getting some damage on top of that, Killer Zenok is just staying aggressive like he should in this matchup, because otherwise Starfire just going to try to zone you out with his trait activated, and Basics looking for the stray hits as well. But Killer Zenok looking like kind of the veteran that he is. He's been around for a long while. He just hasn't traveled a whole lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, really making a name for himself in MK, and Basics trying to here in Injustice 2.
Now, Killer Zenok's been one of those players that's been right in there for the longest time, and that Tamaranian charge 2 times in a row now has shut down the Speed Force.
Multiple top 8s. Did he top 8 every time that he traveled in MK?
I don't think so. I do think Zenok had quite a few top 8 tournaments where he was unable to make it, but he got far every time.
I remember NEC, KIT, and of course Combo Breaker, where he actually won the last one. Anyways, back into the matchup. The jump 3, one of the, I don't want to say disgusting, one of the most interesting jump 3s in the game there is Starfire. It hits so far below her, has a great arc, and her hitbox stays nice and high. But Killer Zenok able to chase down that Tamaranian charge while the trait's activated, get this man to the corner, and mix him to death.
Basics was being incredibly disrespectful during the Flash trait, and I'm a little bit worried about that. I do think that if he consistently tries to challenge like that every single time the trait's active, sooner or later, maybe later in the set, he's gonna pay for it, and there's the damage. We don't have any bar to extend, but he'll take the like 500, however much that was.
Raw 4-3 here, but Basics getting aggressive now. I think that he's recognizing that the slower zoning pace style isn't paying off, as Zenok's able to find his way in and start to mix, and Basics getting a little bit more aggressive here. Ooh. And with the reads, even with the medium back 3, they're not paying off, but I like the aggression I'm seeing so far.
I think that's why we're seeing Basics go for the charge so consistently when Flash's trait is out, because it seems to be he'll just take the trade damage just to get rid of the trait. That's always going to be worth it in my books.
And if you saw the end of the first game, even if the Tamaranian charge whiffs, he has to spend all that time to forward dash full screen, and actually got him off the trait last time that it whiffed. Nice check by Basics. Oh my goodness! That's like putting out that was a meaty stand 3. The one of the most awkward looking forward moves normals in the game, where she kind of leans forward and leans back.
Well, here comes that clash.
Which I believe is +2 or +3 on block. Really good to stagger with.
Yeah, you have to really watch out for those plus frames point blank. Oh my god, but Killer Genok, so many of his mixes have just worked. Basics has spent a lot of time trying to run away from the flash, but when the gap is closed in,
that was
so hard.
That was a galactic jump in over that orb. It hit he was so close to getting hit by it, and it was just spaced perfectly. You can't say anything other than that.
Now, do we see a character change? No, we do not. We go back into Starfire. Now, it's difficult to be in this situation because you always have to ask yourself, like, when you're on the back foot like this, your only choice is to win 3 games in a row against someone that just 2-0'd you in a very comfortable fashion.
And you're starting off in the worst possible way imaginable against the Flash, which is getting opened up in the trade. Are already giving you a monumental mountain to climb, and the climb is only getting higher from here on out as the damage taking away. What a down 1-2, but if you would have just committed off down 1, might have had something never interactable. That is a launcher.
The Flash had so many good frames to work with. You kind of wonder why the wake up came from Basics. It kind of seemed like a little bit obvious. And Genok on such a dominant match point. There's the good catch, Sonic Pound. Reactionary back 3 to beat it, but a combo drop. I wonder if he's playing quite nervous here.
Yeah, like I said, this guy that is, this might be his first offline event. I want to go up, say hi, and talk to him about his experience, and if this is his first offline event, because I've only seen him beating online, and nerves might be getting to him here. We're out of pools, stage is high right now, and it's do or die.
Absolutely, and do or die is no more accurate than when you're on the verge of being 3-0'd in loser's bracket. If there's a time you wake up, it's right now, but again, the knockdown is coming through, and Basics is going for some pretty predictable wake-up attacks. But this is Starfire, you know, so maybe it's just a matter of going for a different wake-up attack.
Yeah, correct. She does have some decent options to catch up.
Well, normally in that situation, you see down back 3. You know, you kind of see that diagonal hitbox instead of the straightforward one. But unfortunately, a raw jump in and a down 1-2 finishes it to finish the combo. Yeah.
Killer Zenok with the killer execution to close that match out against Basics. He's going to move on the loser's side of the semifinal bracket. And oh my goodness, some of the matches coming up. Gross versus Silvereye,
oh
Scar versus Rewind, and Tekken Master versus Theo. That's just coming up next,
I'm going to take a wild guess and assume that all of these are going to be winners matches. And while we prepare our next stage of these out-of-pool actions, I guess you could say, we're going to go for another break. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back. So as we get into our next matchup, so we have a shout out for one of the supporters of this tournament. It's going to be Geico Gaming. You can see Geico doing quite a lot of competitive activity in the FGC these days for a variety of different games, and it's nice to see them supporting EVO for another time.
Absolutely. Those guys, they always have booths here giving away little geckos. Really big integrated part of the giant majors of our scene. And coming up next, speaking of major.
Oh yeah.
Gross versus Silvereye. These are two.
So good. I'm excited.
And how are these guys not favorites coming in this event, and they have to meet so technically early in the bracket? Gross, I mean, we can't speak enough about his performance. Second at Combo Breaker, with third at CEO, and has just been a dominant force here in Injustice 2.
And I mean, if Gross was able to make the trek out to Biennale, I have no doubt he would have been probably top 3 there as well. This guy is one of the best Injustice 2 players in the business. But who the best Hellboy is in the business is, without a shadow of a doubt, Method Silvereye. I think Method, they can be proud of their boy, always doing well in Injustice 2 tournaments, and he's so hungry for IPS Season 2.
Yes, he is, and he was talking about it earlier. Even after his match, even though he's so tired, he went from his flight here to play his pool. He arrived, went to go play his pool, and he said that he's actually, you know, it's a different feeling where he knows, it's like a psychological thing. He knows that he's trying his absolute best because he was given the opportunity to barely make it here, and he wants this more than anything. He wants a top 8 at EVO. He wants that medal more than anything right now.
I mean, because of flight problems, Silvereye was so close to not making his trip, and now he's been kind of granted access. You know, he's been given that opening. Now is his chance to prove himself for another time. He's going to take it. And what a wonderful game 1. The straight shot, excellent check for that dive kick.
Dare I say he activated that Hellboy trait, gave him that second life. And in the corner we go, and Black Adam having one of the best options. Oh my goodness, the wake up Lightning Cage.
Lightning Cage is actually a good answer for the airborne Happy Hellboy. So I think it's not going to be the first time we see Gross go for that option. There's the forward one, finishes the job. And sitting on loads of tree.
Be on the lookout for Lightning Hands against the armor trait as well. EX is going to push him full screen and get him off it.
That matchup specific knowledge. And these guys, they play online, they train together regularly. And there's the eternal mix-up, overhead leap or low ground pound.
I mean, it's just that at that distance might have even been a third, which is just shoulder to cover all of that space as well. I mean, how many options Hellboy has? Kind of scary. He's such a uniquely designed character by NetherRealm Studios to where he's a big boy, hits like a big boy, and has this mobility and limberness to him that is just like he's just so fast for a big boy that he is. But
there's Hellboy, man. My man knows how to move. Look, he's got literal flames on his trousers. How can he not move fast with flames on his trousers? Let's listen to some POD.
Ooh, anti-crossover down one. Silver showing his MK player in him right there. In the corner we go, swagging.
Sick combo. Delayed wake up is a very popular thing against Hellboy. It kind of shuts down those leap shenanigans, force him to have to delay. But again, another full combo. And speaking of my goodness! That would have been a full combo if it had just committed. But I think he must have been so confident Gross was going to sit there on block. But the one time he gets the cross up, not this time. Okay, jump in. Knockdown. No, we want the reset. Good call.
Good delayed wake up by Silverai. And people aren't falling for this new setup that Black Adam players are going for, which is dropping the combo off the back two, was it up three, and just letting it fall and trying to catch you off guard. I mean, it is a hard knockdown, I believe.
It's a bit jank, I guess, but it doesn't seem to work.
Yeah, I haven't seen it work one time, but I respect the player if I ever do see it work, and I go, oh, that's why.
There we go. Instant clash. Clash used here just as a combo breaker, a traditional combo breaker, not really to get health back. Gross spending a little bit of the bar, though. I think Silverai will take it just to try and be full screen, but I really think he was probably expecting Gross not to spend any meter there.
Yeah, but as long as he can take this bar of health, oh my goodness. If he could take the bar of health, he would have been in this match. But now the tides have turned as Gross making the big reads here in game number 2. Silverai with how convincing he took game number 1, and that's the second time he has reacted to a forward 1 whiff and have the proper punish, which is the anti-air 1-1 into air throw.
Very clean stuff from Silverai. The danger is that he has no clash. And are we going to see a trait? No, we go in for the black magic. Doesn't work out, though. One small victory of many if he's going to win this game. Instant jump, maybe trying to shut down the leap mix-ups. Are we going to see it again? Backdash. Gross. Patience, as always.
Oh, and the patience paying off. Caught Silverai whiffing. And this is a matchup that we saw Silverai look vulnerable in earlier. In pool play versus, who was that? That was Flappy Sammy Hammy. He was actually up 2-0 against Flappy. Then he went to Black Adam, and the matchup completely changed. So he's looked susceptible so far today. And you add on top of that, how well Gross has been playing this character of late. Ooh, we're in for another blockbuster.
We did see an uncharacteristic drop. Gross dedicating right as Silverai goes for the leap, and that's going to be the big daddy combo. Dedicating to the leap. Now he's the full screen. That gunshot, so good. Akane does a wonderful job of kind of keeping Black Adam out of the air. Shuts down those instant air dive kicks. The leap combines for the jump in. Gross wins this exchange. All right, here we go. What's next? Yeah, we take damage now. We don't want the knockdown anymore. It didn't work. Let's not try it.
Absolutely, and you know what? That's just good recognition. Gross tried it out, saw that Silverai, was ready for it to late wake up. Said, okay, I'll do the damage next time around. It's still a good knockdown. Oh my!
Wow, that was sick. That instant cross up.
That is just some fun stuff to block at the office. Well, because to block that, what do you have to do? Catch up.
Oh my god.
Walk forward.
Instantly walk forward when Black Adam activates trait. Good luck with that, mate.
Walk forward against Black Adam coming at you.
Okay, is that going to be enough to kill? Oh, he really didn't want to meet a burner. He did not want to have to spend the extra farm, but now it's going to cost him his clash.
And the down one was so stubby that he tried to meet you with that it didn't even reach Black Adam.
He should have down one with the other arm. Oh, gross. On that live blow. Okay,
there it goes.
Execution. Now back in it. The problem with Rai is that he really didn't want to have to use that clash. Like, he needs it now, and he had to use it because he just didn't want to have to spend the bar.
And this is a, it's a tried and true method that all of us like to try to tell you guys, is come off whatever resources are necessary to take the first bar of health.
Yeah, if it's going to cost it, so be it.
If it's gonna cost you a super, come off of it. You're gonna build bar, guys, afterwards anyway. Give yourself the better situation.
Whiffs the leap, try and get some real estate. Point blank. Okay. All right, with punish. Now, this is wonderful. He needs to make a couple of good plays here, but Hellboy's damage is so insane, and Gross is no doubt going to spend bar. He has one left to go. Watch out!
Oh my goodness. And not enough hits done on the jump too, but you're right. Silvereye one hit into one potential leap setup, and that is just gone. The dust in the wind. As Silvereye is going to go down 1-2 against Gross here, who's trying to get back into another top 8 on the Injustice Pro Series.
Now, the lifeline Silvereye needed was actually given to him when he landed that leap, but I just don't think he believed in it. He didn't dial in to that button into the interaction. If he'd have got it and had dedicated the whole thing, he actually would have got a full combo, and dare I say it, would have been the game. But he just frames away from pressing that button when he should have.
And now back in the aggressor, Silvereye, a little bit of a lead. Are we destined for another game number 5 here? Let's find out on the approach, stopping that with the Black Magic. No fear out of Gross. And back to the corner we go, and looking for a leap. I think that's what the instant jump one was there for us to cover the leap out of the corner.
For sure. Gross with the knowledge, just forward dashing out of the leap, not taking it the wake up from Hellboy. Very, very strong wake up. Whipping that button. Leap, trying to go back into the mid screen, but Silvereye has plenty of work left to do. Oh wow, good trade. Gets the knockdown. Gross with just that iron defense.
He could have got a down one background bounce and tried to bait out the air escape, try to get Silvereye off a little bit more meter there. But you know what? Gonna get the whip punish there, and Gross is now on set point to advance on the winner's side of this top 48.
3 for Hellboy is going to be a little bit too stubby. And the whip punish, Gross more than happy to take. Tries to whip punish the back 2 again, but the last minute cross up. Okay, here comes the back 3. And this does so much damage. That's the round. He's dead. He is 100% dead.
One more hit, and it's just enough.
We just talked about if it's going to cost bar, it doesn't matter how much, get the kill.
And there you go.
And there we go.
Case in point.
I'm not afraid to. Not again.
Maybe he wasn't close enough. I don't know. And sending him back to full screen is Gross. Resets neutral coming down from the skies, and the meter burn. Cancel going to put pressure on Gross to come off that bar now.
There's the anti-air. Goes in for the leap. He's armored. But for how long? Unfortunately, the armor runs out right as he goes in. And Gross is now going to get a full combo. Background bounce. And there's a trap.
Oh,
we get the hard knockdown.
Excellent block on the quick mix-up of back 2 in the low lightning. Silvereye ready for it. These guys both still have a clash. Anything is possible between the two. Getting crazy here. Health dwindling now for Silvereye. And so are his winner's side tournament hopes. Back to full screen we go. Getting hit by the armory.
Yep, there it is. It's going to be guaranteed. Forward 1 into straight into forward 3. Silvereye, no way he was surviving that. But that was a hard-fought match, man. Gross is moving on. Silvereye still in this bracket, but unfortunately not in winners anymore.
These matches are getting crazy.
And we've only just left pools.
These players so hungry for this Injustice Pro Series. Also, shout-outs to Warner Brothers and NetherRealm for putting this entire thing together, because these players have been hungrier than ever to win. To the point where they will set aside a character if they need to, which is new, you know, going back a couple of years. They're just hungrier than ever, and you know, unfortunately, Silvereye, one of those guys had to lose. That's the unfortunate thing that we have to see here this late in the bracket, is that someone has to lose this, and that's just the way it is.
Yeah, for sure. But that was winners.
But not out yet.
Yeah, that's the big thing to take away, is that was winners bracket. So, you know, we very well could see Silvereye make this top 8 for EVO, but it's going to have to be through the losers bracket. Gross getting top 8 winners wouldn't be a surprise to anybody. Of course, he needs those points as much as everyone else, and he's going to be happy with that. We have our next matchup now, which is going to be Echo Fox Scar versus Noble Rewind. We've seen these guys kind of collide in different games. I feel like in Injustice 2, Rewind is going to be a little bit more, I guess, you would say Rewind might be a little bit more poised in the current meta, but Scar just has the experience.
That veteran. He's always going to have that fighting chance. It's Scar. Never count this man out. Had a tough draw. You know, he actually may not have even been the current pick to get out of the pool that he was assigned, because he had Hero Killer Stain on the other side, and was able to overcome that. Hero Killer is on the loser side of the bracket. Not too sure how he's doing down there. With Cyborg, because he was collecting scalp after scalp after scalp on War of the Gods. It was absolutely insane. But Scar, the veteran, ready for it. Told me his entire game plan going in. The guy's always prepared, puts in the hours, puts in the work that everyone does. And you just can't count him out, you know, and he'll have those surprise results even this year. You know, he had a run of like 3 top 8s in a row. KIT, South by Southwest, and Texas Showdown. Where he was just looking dominant against everyone, and still getting the mixed results here in the Injustice Pro Series Season 2. And is actually at the top 8 in points still, is just up floating around there. for the entire series. So this man is here to play, here to win. And this is going to be a good matchup. Rewind, yawning once again. That's a sign of weakness. Scar's going to pounce on it. The veteran that he is,
oh,
right?
You're tired, are you? You're tired, are you? Well, boy, have I got news for you.
Here's Brainiac with 14 things coming at you.
And instant dive kicks. Now, that's the big...
Okay. I may have circled this matchup when I was looking at the brackets because I've only ever seen Brainiac do well against Blue Beetle because he controls the space so well against Blue Beetle. And I'm really curious how it goes. I've seen Deoxys struggle in that matchup so many times, and I'm curious if Rewind has a better understanding or different approach to it. If Scar even goes Brainiac, who knows?
That's the thing about Scar, is that he has so many characters in his arsenal. It's very similar to Rewind, but they absolutely have a different team, and that's the big thing, is that Scar kind of known for that. Brainiac plays a lot of Supergirl. Brainiac's kind of like his main, you kind of know him for Brainiac the most, but Rewind definitely goes with those hot new picks. Execution really isn't a problem for him. He has an amazing Blue Beetle.
He is definitely a flavor of the month kind of guy.
He has to play Firestorm, he has to play Black Adam, but we know that Scar has a Supergirl locked and loaded
Catwoman,
as well.
He actually picked up Cyborg after watching War of the Gods and seeing the success with that character. If he sees success with a character, he starts playing it immediately.
Cyborg for me is one of those interesting characters that if he hasn't got a life lead, he's one of the worst characters in the game at getting a life lead back. Yeah. But if he has the life lead...
The comeback factors.
Yeah, it's like Cyborg basically can't make comebacks unless you're in the corner and he's got you there, but the chance of that is so unlikely because if he's finally opened you up beyond projectiles and he has you in the corner, you have a clash. Usually clash, and he has to do all of that work again. That said, if Cyborg has the life lead, he's by far one of the most annoying characters to fight.
Oh,
he is 100% projectiles.
Grapple away. Armored escape into more zoning.
Since 2013, baby.
Now let's see what the pick is going to be from Rewind because at this point, I'm not even too sure. He's been playing Blue Beetle, looks like the entirety of the tournament. But I wonder if, again, he surprises me every time. If he has something in store just for Scar.
Well, Rewind would have had to beat Dizzy TT to reach this point. Scar would have had to have beat, as we said, Hero Killer before. But I'm not quite sure in this next stage of winners, we didn't see that match from Scar. And when I spoke to him, he didn't quite know who his opponent was yet because he made it out of his pools very, very early.
And here we are at the character select screen. What is it going to be? And Scar does, Red Hood is one of the characters in his arsenal.
We do know he can play Red Hood as well. This is going to be a mix-up of who do they predict the other is going to select.
Yes.
That can sometimes be one of those IRL
Will we finally
mix-ups.
see Hidden Select here?
You know, I'm actually surprised we haven't seen Hidden Select more in this game.
On stream. And, you know, it's very big in the meta right now to play the mind game out of the gate.
Oh, look at that Red Hood gear.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
That is a red Hood right there.
Look at shoulders.
Power Girl.
Okay,
Power
Supergirl.
Girl.
I say Supergirl. Forgive me. It's Power Girl.
Firestorm.
Firestorm.
Oh my goodness. So this is, again, I was kind of predicting Brainiac Blue Beetle. Well, that's why I'm retired.
Hey. Hey, man, we all make the wrong reads.
Oh, just kidding, guys.
We're all sometimes off on the money, but Firestorm versus Supergirl, you know, both characters have air dashes, amazing projectiles, good pressure, good neutral. However, Firestorm and Rewind, they got that mix.
All right, here we go. We're going into the match. And, you know, Rewind has one of the premier Firestorms in the scene. I mean, almost any character that he has. Catwoman, Wonder Woman, Blue Beetle, Firestorm, Black Adam. Any character this guy picks up is just at the apex level of the game. And first hit going to Scar here.
And just for the ladies and gentlemen at home, just to remind you, this is going to be the final stream game of Injustice 2 at EVO today. So no one wants to be the final loser of the day. You know what I'm saying? All right. Rock of Eternity is going to give Supergirl those background bounces. Firestorm definitely doesn't need access to background bounce to do the bulk of his damage. I think Supergirl is on the opposite end of that spectrum. She very much relishes those background bounces completely.
It's in the corner, nice. Nice of Rewind to make the conscious decision, or sorry, the read that Scar wasn't going to meet to burn that breath and throw that down one because that could have cost him some big old damage there in the corner.
Against a Supergirl with meter, or Power Girl with meter, it is actually risky as well to go for a raw overhead that early with Firestorm. I think it's good that Rewind is kind of putting the doubt in Scar's head.
Oh, no.
Looked like a combo drop to me. Another drop. Rewind's execution is kind of ropey sometimes.
He is looking, I think he looked every single time for the air escape. Scar was sitting on 2 bars of meter, and just like that, Rewind taking that first bar of health. And that is the story of Firestorm. He's got that level 3 health bars just tend to disappear.
For me, it was surprising to see Rewind go for the air tech read on those back twos because he did it off a back two that connected immediately. I don't even think Scar had the reactions to go, oh damn, I've been hit, better air escape this. Like,
and he did it so late, and the damage had already been done at that point. And another combo here for Rewind. He's going to leave him standing. Nope, just doing the damage in the corner push, and then with the Trailblazer.
Oh
and
my
what a
God.
reaction!
Injustice 1 says hello. The patented tech, armored back 3.
It's back, by the way. The past couple of weeks and months, players are doing this a lot more often. I love that this reaction is back in the game.
It's like people just forgot it was a thing. It's been a thing since 2013, guys. Come on.
See someone go for an active stick. Gotcha. Meet him back 3.
Wait, one of those new schoolers goes, wait, how you can do that?
Yeah. Come on, bro. Anyways, whoa. Odd whiff there with the jump 1 off of the air dash. And a lot of whiffs from both of these guys. Getting a little crazy here. Rewind in control. Scar still has a wager, but I mean, any hit into a Molten Trap is death as long as Rewind has that second bar. Meet him back 3, and that should close out the game. Rewind up 1-0 on Scar, the vet.
To me, it looked like we saw Scar attempt to punish that overhead there with the back 1-2. I think he went for a standing 2 though, which kind of confirms he might have missed the back 1. Did it a little bit too early, and it just didn't come out. Now the change to Brainiac. This is where things get interesting.
Okay, so if you guys don't know at home, I watched this matchup like 20 times in the past 2 weeks. This might be very rough for Brainiac, but Scar has no fear of matchups that might be bad for Brainiac because of his approach to the game. Against Batman, who's considered on paper to be really bad, but you look for the starfishes in this matchup to just shut down all of Brainiac, and I mean all of Brainiac. It's one of the few things that will beat out Dive Kick cleanly, as long as he's going into the active frames of it. One of the biggest input errors, not the biggest, but one of the worst input errors in the game. You sit there flailing those tentacles for 842 years.
I mean, there's no way Scar wanted that. No way on this earth. And he blocked a Molten Trap. That was free damage. Easy money.
And what a start by Rewind, who has not been touched. And there is the Starfish once again, just shutting down every approach possible.
Rewind actually yet to take a lick of damage. This could be a perfect victory right here. Hasn't been challenged by anything so far. Rewind has full trait as well. We might see a down 2 trait anti-air. Starfish goes through. All right, there we go.
I think that Rewind half expected to be forced to block that drone coming in, but one hit is all that Scar has gotten, and he was one hit away from having to guess between life and death in that corner, looking for, not even an air escape, not even 2 bars, and Rewind's gonna get a full combo off of the down 2 into the trait call. Getting meaty with these bad boys, good blocks, and no punish on the X dive kicks. That's a 7 framer on the down 1 of Firestorm. As long as you're quick enough, might be able to get the job done.
Frames off, no punish unfortunately, but he's got such an amazing start. I don't even think he's gonna worry about those missed punishes. All right, the down 4-2 is gonna be a lot safer once we meet a burn. The back 3 to pound the dive kick. I think that favors Rewind though, because he has so much more health. The round isn't even over. The down 2 scales so heavily, and there we go. Finally, instant air dive kick makes it 1-1 in terms of rounds, but look at the health difference.
That's got to give Scar a little bit of a better feeling here, to be able to come back the way he did when he was about to get flawless victory, and the Starfish shutting down the approach.
He's
and
dead.
With it 2-0 for Rewind here, who's looking composed right now.
Actually surprising to see Scar go with the restart match. This looks so tough. This looks so difficult, but he must just fancy his chances so much with Brainiac. I mean, if I try and approach in the air and you have the Starfish, then maybe my approach will just be a little bit different. Scar has the experience to make these adaptations.
And I mean, he may have done the quick restart thinking that the way that the second half of that match went, he could be able to try to establish that early on. Rewind said, you didn't say the magic words, shutting that down real quick.
And there's the throw tech. All right, we see an escape, but the dive kick too high up in the air, so he's minus enough to just have to block. When he has to block with 1 hit from death, it's not a good look. Rewind now on match point. Okay, 4-3. We need more damage. There's the knockdown.
I mean, only one more open up. Brainiac has the damage possible, but letting Rewind out of the corner and looking for the meter burn with Scar, not ready for the punish. Such a mind game that, meter burn special moves can play.
Here comes the drone. Instant escape using the environment interaction. Down 1, no dive kick. Interesting read. Okay, that's a punish again, and he's in the wrong part of the screen to do a dive kick on block from a down 1. This could be the guess for game situation right here. He's popped the clash, but this is not a good look, man. This is not a good situation
Not
to be
at all.
in.
Rewind in full control of his own destiny right now as he's trying to advance on the winner's side and try to make this top 8 at Evolution. I believe he'd have one more match to go afterwards. Going underneath the stand one, that's a high. Big damage on deck for Rewind. Is he going to go for the restand and some kind of mix-up? No, the damage alone. He says, I've got the health lead to try to take this.
And he has the bar too. The Molten Trap for your burn is going to have the trigger pulled. Rewind 3-0 over Scar. I've got to say, I mean, he fought as hard as he could, but that looks like a very, very difficult matchup.
And Rewind poised, like we talked about, coming into this match looking a little bit different than we saw him early on in the Injustice Pro Series, especially Season 1 towards the end, where, you know, he was starting to travel a lot more, get his name out there, and he looked like an experienced veteran right there, poised against someone who, you know, may have mentally had the advantage in the position that they were in the tournament and on a stage like this, here at Evolution. But that is going to end the Injustice coverage here at Evolution 2018 semis, as in tomorrow top 8 will be at noon on /EVO for that broadcast. And right now we're going to be switching to Tekken. And I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys so much for watching Injustice 2 here at Evolution 2018. Catch up. You have any closing thoughts?
I just appreciate EVO supporting NetherRealm as always. You know, the second we kind of have the game here, it really kind of just gives us that global sense that we all know EVO has in terms of reputation. The NetherRealm community, you know, when they come out the best players in representation. You know, we get to see the likes of Rewind. Maybe this is going to be the breakout performance. Maybe we're going to see a super young competitor take the title. We saw Dragon last year. We are guaranteed a new champion this year. And again, just kind of reflect what you said. Thank you very much, guys, for joining us. You can find us tomorrow with our top 8 action. But for now, we're going to switch over to some Tekken 7. You can check out the brackets over at Smash GG with EVO and Injustice 2 to find out what's going on. A big thing to make sure. But that's all we have time for. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow.